is a message for the nurses among us.
And hello and welcome into the Capitol Center. You're listening to the Jimmy John's pregame show. I'm Jimmy Bloomfield, and today it's Capitol versus Otterbein. Always a fun matchup when these two teams get together. Two teams very familiar with each other. Last year playing 3 games against each other, obviously the normal 2 from the regular season. And in addition, they played in the OAC tournament over in Otterbein. It was a game won by Capitol by 1 point. So very 2 evenly matched teams last year. Obviously, a lot of new faces on the team this year with all the freshmen and sophomores getting a lot of run with all the departures from the program. So for a lot of these players, going to be their first taste of the Otterbein rivalry. And some of the upperclassmen, I'm sure, got them acquainted to not liking those folks over from Westerville. 2 teams coming in. Both 1-1 in conference play. Otterbein is 4-3 overall. Capitol 3-3 overall. We'll get to a breakdown of the entire matchup. It's part of our pregame show. We'll take a look around the OAC next. We sat down with Coach Jeffers a little bit ago as well. We'll have that interview for you on the docket and some keys to the matchup. And that's pretty much the agenda over the next half hour here. Stay with us. We will take a short break and be back to discuss the OAC over the past few days as we came back from a game on Thursday. Quick turnaround here today, but we have some scores in action right now in the OAC, and we'll take a look at the updated standings after Thursday's matchup.
Jimmy John's, world's greatest gourmet sandwiches. Ed speaking.
Yes, I need a sandwich delivery right away.
What kind of sandwich?
I don't care. Just get it to 215 Elm Street right now.
I'm on my way.
Jimmy John's.
Thanks for getting here so fast.
You're welcome, sir. Here's your sandwich. By the way, did you know your house is on fire?
That's why I called Jimmy John's.
Fire makes you hungry?
No, I knew you'd get here fast. Grab a bucket.
We're going to need more than 2 guys, sir.
You're right. What'll we do?
Leave it to me, sir. Hello, boss. Send everyone you got to 215 Elm. Doesn't matter what kind of sandwich, sir. I'll explain later. Thank you, sir.
Jimmy John's. Come in.
Sir, did you know your house is on fire?
Yes, I did. Grab a bucket.
Jimmy John's.
Come in.
Sir, did you know your
Yes,
house
I
is on
did. Grab
fire?
a bucket.
Jimmy John's.
Come in.
Sir, did you know...
Yes, I did. Grab a bucket.
Jimmy John's.
Come in.
Sir, did you...
Yes, I did. Grab a bucket.
Fire department.
Come in.
Sir, did you know your...
It's okay, Captain. We got it handled. Care for a sandwich?
Thanks, but tell me something.
Shoot.
Why didn't you call the fire department first?
I did.
And welcome back to the Jimmy John's pregame show. As promised, let's take a look around the OAC ahead of this matchup with Otterbein. I mentioned both teams just a minute ago, 1-1 overall records this season in the conference play. And that ranks tied for 3rd with a whole bunch of teams as Marietta and Ohio Northern are out in front of everybody right now, 2-0 for each of those 2 teams. And then a bunch of teams here at 1-1, looks like 6 of them. You got Wilmington, Otterbein, Capitol, Heidelberg, Mount Union, and Muskingum, all at 1-1. And 2 teams at 0-2. Surprisingly, Baldwin Wallace down there at 0-2. And John Carroll with the departure of Caitlin Spahar. Might be a long season for the Blue Streaks as they try to rebuild that program, losing one of the most talented players the OAC has seen over the past few years. And again, they're coming in at 0-2 themselves. Last time out for Capitol, they got that win, of course, against Muskingum. Otterbein, their one conference win, I believe, was that triple overtime game we discussed. excuse me, it was not a triple overtime game, just a high-scoring game, a 95-85 victory against Heidelberg a week from today, back on last Saturday, the 2nd. They did not play during the week here, so they come in pretty rested. A full schedule for today's games. Muskingum and Baldwin-Wallace are already in action. Baldwin-Wallace is on top of Muskingum 26-11 with 4.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter there. This OAC scoreboard update brought to you by the Honey Baked Ham Company. Ohio Northern and Mount Union, Wilmington and Heidelberg, Marietta, John Carroll will all face off today as well. 3 o'clock starts for all of those ones. So we'll keep an eye on the OAC scoreboard throughout today's action and keep a look at, what teams are going to start making a move from that pack of 1-1 teams. That's kind of a big story, I think, today. Obviously, after today, a lot of non-conference games continue. There is one more conference game on the 16th for everybody, and the next one after that for everyone is January 3rd. So the holiday tournaments, obviously Capitol's hosting theirs, but a lot of teams playing in different tournaments around the holiday. And this week, a couple of non-conference games. Capital playing host to Allegheny here on Tuesday. Baldwin-Wallace is hosting Case Western on Monday. And then everyone else has the whole week off until one more conference game on Saturday. So you're looking at a pack of 1-1 teams looking for 2 wins this Saturday and in a week from today to get to 3-1 and obviously be in a much better position come January than potentially falling 2-2 or 1-3. So these next 2 games are big for everybody, but especially when you look at how broken up the conference play is, you don't want to look at yourself coming in on January at 2-2 or 1-3 when you could be in a situation where you're 3-1 and teams are already behind you. You just got to play good basketball the last 2 months of the season, and you're going to be one of the top seeds in the tournament. So that's what's at stake here today and next Saturday. Expect a strong effort from all the teams across the conference today to get into that conversation of who's at the top of this conference. So that's something to keep a lookout today as we track the OAC scoreboard. We'll take a break. Coming back, our Capital Corner, we'll take a review of Capital's last week in hoops, which would pretty much be the game from Thursday. And we'll also sit down with Coach Dixie Jeffers and talk a little bit about the game as well as a look at today's matchup. Stay with us on the Jimmy John's pregame show. We'll be back in 60. Back in 90, make that.
It's the perfect sports bar because it's not just a sports bar.
I'm Gary Calico, founder and president of Rusty Bucket. A lot of families build their sports world around the bucket.
It's not just a guy's night out. You can bring your wife, you can bring your kids.
We get a lot of groups in after games.
Great place after the game.
Kids love to come here.
The Rusty Bucket Restaurant and Tavern.
The Rusty Bucket is a proud supporter of the Capital Crusaders. Visit us after the game at 2158 East Main Street and grab life by the bucket.
Jimmy John's.
I wanted to fly. They said I couldn't. So I built a plane, then a spaceship, then I went to the moon. I invented jazz, hip-hop, rock and roll. Some called it noise. I said it was music. I wrote a letter and sent it by ponies. It didn't get to you fast enough, so I used trucks and ships. But still, they weren't fast enough for me. So I lost the paper and the ink. I sent it by magic. I called it email. I made up new words: jukebox, bling, Google. And I decided some old words weren't okay to say ever again. The mustache. I tried to bring that back 17 times. I wore knickerbockers and shoulder pads, poodle skirts and flannel. When I came back from World War II, all I had was a t-shirt. So I made that cool. In fact, I invented cool. Who am I? I'm the spirit of youth. It's my job to move the world forward. Pepsi. Every generation refreshes the world.
Yeah, welcome back to the Jimmy John's pregame show. I'm Jimmy Bloomfield, and a fun one today with Otterbein in town. Let's take a look now at the Capital Corner, brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi Spirit of You. And let's go ahead and talk about the game against Muskingum. 63-56 victory for Capital. They scored 22 points in the first quarter and 24 points in the fourth quarter. And then they scored a combined 17 points in the middle 2 periods, 8 in the second and 9 in the third. So the consistency has been a buzzword in our interviews with Coach Jeffers, and I think that's a word we're going to hear a lot with such a young team here. But we really saw some potential, especially in that fourth quarter. They outscored Muskingum 24-13. And one freshman in particular, Caroline Taphorn, was on fire in that quarter. She was in foul trouble, guarding Olivia Besanson, the conference's leading scorer, the entire game basically. And she went 12 points, 3 of 5 shooting, knocked down a 3, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. So she played a great game. And it'll be interesting to see how she responds to maybe getting a little bit more run today if she can stay out of foul trouble and really emerge as a backcourt option. I want to get into our coach's interview now before we break down the entire preview for Capital. So this will be our coach's interview now, setting the table for today's matchup, brought to you by On the Border Mexican Grill and Cantina. I sat down with Coach Jeffers today, talked about the matchup on Thursday, talked a little bit about the coaching matchup in this game, as Connie Richardson and Dixie Jeffers, good friends. Connie used to be an assistant of Dixie's, and they definitely are familiar with each other, matching up almost 60 times at this point between their two teams. And then we just looked at general some of the post players as well. I wanted to give them some love for the effort that they had on Thursday. So that interview is coming your way right now. Catching up again with head coach Dixie Jeffers. Coach, let's first talk about last game. Just a quick question, just some thoughts from the game. Biggest takeaway from it and biggest thing to improve on, I'd say.
The biggest take from it is that we kept our composure with an incredibly young team, and we showed unbelievable resilience and grit. That's the biggest takeaway. The biggest thing to improve upon is relaxing a little bit more on offense and knocking those shots down when we're capable of doing that.
Okay, let's talk about the post play. I know that was a big concern for you, the lack of depth there right now with all the injuries stacking up. But, I mean, Bosch and Stone Rock really played very well. It didn't show up so much for Reagan on the offensive end. She'd have 10 boards. Bosch had 9 rebounds, kind of making a transition to a post player. You want to spotlight those two players for us a little bit?
Well, it's funny to say that because we talked about it yesterday when we practiced. Here's a kid that didn't score any points, 0 points, but was an integral part to our win. So we're trying to teach these young freshmen, it doesn't always have to be about points. It can be about how good are you defensively, how well are you rebounding, how well are you valuing the basketball. Those will get you opportunities, and they can help us win.
And Cassidy as well. I mean, she played some point guard for you guys last year. Now, kind of playing as that post player because of the height there. How is she coming in that transition?
She works her butt off all the time. All these kids are trying to make the transition, and Molly, we have sessions twice a week, extra sessions, and these kids show up with great attitudes and just work real hard trying to hone their skills in that area.
Let's talk about the rivalry now with Otterbein. I wanted to kind of talk about the coaching matchup here. Connie's been there 27 years. You guys know each other very well. How do you kind of come up with different strategies against each other? Because you pretty much have the book on each other at this point, playing almost 60 games against each other.
Well, Connie's a former assistant coach of mine
for
3 years.
So how do you throw in new parts of your offense or something that she can't catch on to, or vice versa? How's that matchup look like?
And it's really funny, I think in one time that we have played one another, I did something totally different than what she's ever used to me doing, and she literally jerked her head down at me, and then after the game, I won't tell you exactly what she said, but she goes, "What the flip was that?" And I just said, "It worked, didn't it?" And she started laughing. But she does a great job of preparing her kids for any contest, just not our contest. She's a great game schemer, and she's going to battle. I mean, people don't even know we're friends when we compete against one another because it's such a fierce competition. But after it's over, we're still friends.
Sure.
And there's not too much we don't know about one another, and that's what it lies in the kids' hands.
Sure.
And we just manage the game.
Let's talk about some of those kids now. For Otterbein, at least, their last game out, 95 points, and they scored 74 on the road against Marietta, a ranked opponent as well. Talking pace, they've been putting up some big-time points. We kind of stay in the high 50s, it seems like. So we trying to slow it down today, going to try to play up to their level. What's the game plan there?
We do a pretty good job playing defense, and we're not going to slow the game down. We want to run too, but we're going to sit down and try to get stops. We focus a ton on what they want to run scheme-wise and how we're going to defend it. our kids pick that up pretty well. We compliment our kids. We say, you're going to play in this program, you're going to play defense. So it doesn't want to, so your numbers always aren't going to be high because of how we come out in our style of play.
Sure. And then one last question here about today's game. You know, biggest key, they've got a lot of familiar faces as well, kind of like the Muskingum game. We've got the young players again, so it's going to be the story all year. It seems like that consistency, is that the big key today?
It's what's going to happen. We're learning how we have to come out and play so hard to be able to compete, to try to win with the adversity that we have. But we can feel sorry for ourselves or come out and play as hard as we can play. And there's going to be good days for us, and there's going to be bad days for us. Hopefully today's a good day.
Hopefully it is. Thanks, Coach, and good luck out there today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And welcome back to the Capitol Center now. Again, special thanks to Coach Jeffers for catching up with us before today's matchup. And you heard it from Dixie herself there, her thoughts on today's matchup. I just had some thoughts from the game on Thursday and then taking a look at the game here. Let's start with the game on Thursday. Talking about the post players, we gave a lot of love to the backcourt, and why not, with Hewlett coming off the bench in addition to Taphorn, as well as two other starting guards, Annika Watchman and Elle Follin. Those four players combined for 52 of Capital's points in the games. And Bosch had a nice game, scoring 8 points as well. But together between Stone Rock and Bosch, 19 rebounds. And I mentioned it as a key to the game as well, is that with all the problems in getting healthy in the post, there's just not a whole lot of post players. And you knew Stone Rock was going to have to be that body on the boards. To ask her to give that much of an effort on the defensive end and in rebounding the basketball, to ask her to go out there and score 15 points for you, that's a large ask for anybody. So I knew Stone Rock would have kind of a quiet game in terms of offense, but she was such a huge part of that victory. And you heard Coach Jeffers use the word integral part of that victory on Thursday. I couldn't agree more. And Cassidy Bosch has really transitioned well. She's going to have an interesting role in this team because they're going to get healthy in the post, and she's making a good mark in the post, and we've seen her play guard here as well. So she could be a real versatile utility player and can really allow Dixie to get creative with her rotations once the team is fully healthy, hopefully come January. So those two players I did want to make a note on, and I'm glad Coach Jeffers kind of agreed with me on that. And looking at today's game, I mean, it's kind of the same story. Erin Reisner will be back today. She did not play in the game on Thursday. I believe she is coming off the bench in this one. And so it could be the same starting five. I think the key for this backcourt, again, is they just got to keep carrying the offensive load for now and allow the post players to focus on the defensive end and in the rebounding department. And that's the strength of this team right now, is their defense, and it has been for years here at Capital. So I think that's the key matchup is can this backcourt continue to pile up points while the rest of the post players kind of focus on that defensive effort and allow the guards to really shine offensively. I think that's the game plan right now until we can get a little bit more depth, a little bit more healthy in the post. So interesting interview. I think it's going to be an interesting matchup again today. Very similar story to Thursday in terms of the personnel with the injuries, and we'll see how they match up with Otterbein. A little bit more size on Otterbein's side, but a very similar matchup to Thursday, and obviously went very well for Capital there. So we'll take a closer look at Otterbein here in just a minute. We are going to step away for another timeout on the Jimmy John's pregame show, and we'll come back and discuss Otterbein, what they've had this season, some key players from the team, as we are nearing tip-off, 11 minutes away. Stay with us on the Capital Sports Network.
Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Crusader student athletes by providing sports health services for Capital University athletics and student health services. Through the work and care of team physicians and athletic trainers, it's the team behind your team. For all fans, if you're looking to improve your physical performance, recover from an injury, or stay active for a lifetime, the experts at Ohio State Sports Medicine are there for you. Visit sportsmedicine.osu.edu or call 366-4333. 632. Just as fresh as its pizza, Donato's is fresh off of its 50th anniversary and still serving the Columbus area with pride. Now introducing online ordering, Donato's Pizza is ready for your order at any time from anywhere. Donato's also features a gluten-free menu and will even cater your next big event. Donato's Pizza in Bexley is located at 2800 East Main Street and is available by phone at 614-235-4477. Donato's Pizza, proud supporter of Capital Crusader Athletics.
And welcome back to the Jimmy John's pregame show. Let's talk about Otterbein. Let's set the table for our opponent, brought to you by the Capital Dining Services and One Main Cafe. Cool little hangout on campus if you haven't been. Definitely a place worth checking out. Otterbein has some very similar faces to some players we're used to talking about on their side. It starts with Danny Kissel, 5'9" guard it's listed as, but she's a very good shooter from the outside, 5th in the conference in field goal percentage from outside. Abby Maduri, Kirsten Taylor, Abby Scholes, and Ellie Cartnell, the starting 5 projected for tonight's game. We'll get an official announcement on that in just a second, but some familiar faces, definitely, and a pretty good, talented offensive scoring team. I mentioned in the interview with Coach Jeffers, 95 points scored on Heidelberg just a week ago. And in their last game out before that, 74 on the road against Marietta, a ranked opponent at the time, ranked 25th. So they can light it up. In terms of their average, though, they're at 65% or 65 points per game. Their first game against the UW Oshkosh to start off the season, another ranked opponent, they lost 77-48, so that kind of hurt their averages. Transylvania beat them 71-47. So what this tells me, it's a pretty streaky team. They can either get really hot or they will slow down and struggle. Kirsten Taylor is probably their most consistent player, 14 points and 7 rebounds. She's kind of a post option for them. And Danny Kissel, 12.7 points per game. She can light it up from outside. Allie Cartnell's a good shooter from outside, 11 points per game for her. Keep an eye on Gia DeMassa off the bench, though, as well, 38% three-point shooter on the season. She's another good target off the bench. And Abby Scholes really helps out in the post on Taylor. Those two players average 13.7 rebounds a game per combined. So that's pretty good effort from their post players. And some scoring. Again, they can get hot from outside. They can also go really cold. So I think we'll see which Otterbein team we see today will play a big part of if this game stays in the 60s or if this one gets pushed into the 80s, for instance. As a team, again, they make 5.6 threes per game, 33%. Opponents 38% against from the three-point line. So that's a pretty high percentage. Elle Fullen might be able to take advantage of that in this one. Rebounding 35.3 per game. Opponents 39.4, losing the battle there. 4 rebounds per game. Capital, very strong rebounding team, so that could tilt the favor our way. 45 rebounds per game for Capital would be an 8 more average than Otterbein. Otterbein is a better shooting team from the field in general. They shoot 41%, Capital 34%. And turnovers, again, Capital a little bit higher there, 20.2 per game. Their opponents average 20, so kind of just a sloppy game in general when these two get together. When Capital is playing because of the style of defense they play and looking to push. They do average more turnovers, but they take the ball away more as well, so there's some give and take there. Otterbein, 14.9 turnovers per game, 15.6 forced. So they're still positive in the turnover department, but again, much lower giveaway and takeaway numbers than what Capital is used to putting up in their games this season. So the pace of the game could very well affect that as well. I'll keep an eye on that throughout today's matchup. So I think that's a pretty good breakdown of what to expect from Otterbein in this one. Again, setting the table for you with the Capital Dining Services and One Main Cafe, bringing that to you guys. We're going to step away for another short break, and when we come back, we'll talk to you about the keys to today's game, have our starting lineups and the national anthem, and our opening tips. So we're almost ready for basketball here, 5 minutes or so until our opening tip. You can stay with us on the Capital Sports Network.
partnered with Aramark to form Capital Dining Services. Stop in for a snack or some Crimson Cup coffee at the Capitol grounds located inside Sailor Ackerman Hall. The Capitol Court is located on the second floor of the Student Union and is open 7 days a week with a variety of meal options. And don't forget about One Main Cafe, located off of the main lobby in the Student Union. Capital Dining Services and all of its locations powered by Aramark are proud supporters of Crusader Athletics. For venue hours and more information, go to capital.campusdish.com.
This is a message for the nurses among us, for those who dream of saving lives, for those who are driven to improve care, and for those ready to help heal what's broken, be it a single bone fracture or an entire hospital system. Capital University's advanced nursing programs are built for you. Engaged faculty, immersive learning, and intimate classes where you'll know everyone's name. To learn more, visit capital.edu/nursing. Advanced nursing at Capital University, for those driven to do more.
And back at the Capitol Center, I'm Jimmy Bloomfield on today's Jimmy John's pregame show. Let's talk about the keys to today's game, brought to you by the Marriott Columbus Airport. Our holiday tournament sponsor, of course, the Marriott Holiday Tournament coming up in just a few weeks. Well, let's talk about this one and keys to today's game. I think, first off, I'm going to stick with this backcourt of Taphorn, Fullen, and Watchman. We just talked about their defense, a little bit susceptible to three-point shots. I think Taphorn, if she can stay out of foul trouble, they need to bring up the scoring again. And let's bring up Hewlett coming off the bench as well. She had 15 points on Thursday, and she had 10 against Wittenberg. So in 2 home games, she has 25 points. And in 4 road games, she has 14 points. So she really likes playing at the Capitol Center, apparently. And hopefully she can give us a strong effort as well in this one. It's going to be the same starting 5 for Capitol. So I think the guards carrying the scoring again is going to be pretty huge. I think defensively, I know Coach Jeffers said she wants to run too. They need to keep this scoring down. I don't think we want to play a game up into the high 80s with this with this Otterbein team. We want to play it closer to the Muskingum game in the low 60s, mid 60s. Today would probably be a good target for us, and that's going to be a lot of on the defense, getting stops. So I think kind of slowing it, not slowing the game down, but slowing down this offense, getting stops, and pushing the scoring down into the 60s is where we want to play this thing out and get enough from our guards offensively to win this game in terms of points scored. So those are my 2 big keys to this one. Again, those keys to the game brought to you by the Marriott Columbus Airport. We'll take a quick break, come back with our starting lineups, and we're almost ready for basketball, about 2 minutes away. Stay with us on the Capital Sports Network.
Dill's Greenhouse is a local family business dedicated to offering the best shopping experience and honest prices for your gardening needs. If you're in need of annuals, perennials, vegetable plants, or any variety of gardening tools and resources, Dill's Greenhouse is more than happy to get you on the right path. Dill's Greenhouse is located at 5800 Rager Road in Groveport, Ohio, and is open 7 days a week. Visit them online for more information at dillsgreenhouse.net. Dill's Greenhouse. Only nature does it better. Just as fresh as its pizza, Donato's is fresh off of its 50th anniversary and still serving the Columbus area with pride. Now introducing online ordering, Donato's Pizza is ready for your order at any time from anywhere. Donato's also features a gluten-free menu and will even cater your next big event. Donato's Pizza in Bexley is located at 2800 East Main Street and is available by phone at 614-235-4477. Donato's Pizza, proud supporter of Capital Crusader Athletics.
Well, it's time to bring you your starting lineups for today's game, brought to you by Dill's Greenhouse. Only nature does it better. Let's start with our visitors. In the backcourt, it's going to be number 2, Allie Cartnell, 5'4" guard, junior out of Newark, Ohio. She's joined by number 24, Abby Maduri, 5'2" guard, senior out of North Royalton, Ohio. Danny Kessel, 5'9", listed as a guard, junior out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Abby Scholes, a 5'9" forward, sophomore out of Cincinnati. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Cardinals, number 20, Kirsten Taylor, 5'10" forward, senior out of Cambridge, Ohio. For Capital, the same starting 5 from Thursday. In the backcourt, Annika Watchman, 5'6" guard, senior out of Upper Arlington, Ohio. Elfolin, the freshman guard, 5'6", out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Number 20, the 5'9" guard, Caroline Taphorn, freshman out of Harrison, Ohio. And in the front court, Cassidy Bosch, 5'9" forward, sophomore out of Logan, Ohio. And another sophomore forward, Reagan Stonerock, 5'10", out of Circleville, Ohio. Looks like we're getting ready for our national anthem. We'll come back right after with our opening tip here from the Capitol Center. Stay with us on the Capitol Sports Network.
Reliable pre-owned vehicles, top-notch, high-quality service technicians, and friendly, trustworthy sales associates dedicated to customer service. Byers Airport Subaru in Columbus is ready to get you into the vehicle that you were meant for. Stop by to see our selection at 401 North Hamilton Road in Columbus and take a test drive, or call Byers Airport Subaru at 877-265-9695 today. Byers Airport Subaru is a proud supporter of Crusader Athletics. Subaru, confidence in motion.
With 14 TVs to watch your favorite team for the next big event, Blank's Cafe and Pizzeria in German Village is ready for you and your group today. Plenty of free parking, free Wi-Fi, banquet rooms for private parties, and daily specials. What more reason do you need to visit Plank's Cafe and Pizzeria? Plank's is located at 743 Parsons Avenue and has been serving the Columbus community since 1939. Plank's is on the web at plankscafe.com or available by phone at 614-443-6251. Plank's Cafe and Pizzeria is a proud supporter of Crusader Athletics.
Zoe's Cafe in the heart of downtown Bexley, Ohio is a proud supporter of Capital University and Crusader Athletics. Zoe's Cafe is a casual, multi-cuisine restaurant that specializes in breakfast and lunch dishes, but also sports a vibrant outdoor patio and daily happy hour specials. Zoe's Cafe is located at 2376 East Main Street in Bexley, just a few blocks away from Capital's campus, and can be found on Facebook by searching Zoe Cafe Columbus. Zoe's Cafe, proud supporter of Crusader Athletics.
Well, welcome in. Our pregame show is over. It's time for basketball. Thanks to everyone who was along for the show, the Jimmy John's pregame show, that is. We always start half an hour before game time if you'd like to join us before our next broadcast. That's for both the men's and women's games this season. So we hope you find some time to join us out of your day for our Jimmy John's pregame show. But let's get to the main event, and that, of course, is the basketball game here between Capital and Otterbein. Both teams coming in at 1-1 in conference play. Kind of a pivotal matchup early in the season because there's 6 teams tied at 1-1 in the OAC right now. So a chance to separate from the bottom here in the middle of the pack and try to work your way for the top for both teams. We just went through our starting lineups brought to you by Dill's Greenhouse. We can do so again real quick for you. For Otterbein, Allie Cartnell, Abby Schultz, Kirsten Taylor, Abby Maduri, and Danny Kissel. For Capital, it's going to be Cassidy Bosch, Annika Watchman, Elfolin, Caroline Taphorn, and Reagan Stonerock. Same starting 5 for Thursday. The coaching matchup, Dixie Jeffers on our side, 32nd year, versus Connie Richardson in her 27th year at Otterbein, a former assistant of Dixie's for 3 years. So these two definitely know each other, and the players really, I guess, don't, because you got 3 freshmen in there, and actually 2 freshmen and 2 sophomores. So a little bit of a taste there, but a lot of these freshmen today are going to get their first taste of this rivalry. Our opening tip brought to you by Zoe's Cafe, won by the Cardinals, and it's controlled by Danny Kissel on right wing. She works it over to the top of the key. And we're underway. Otterbein in their red uniforms. Capital in the home grays. And a shot from Kissel to start us off. No good. Rebounded on the defensive glass by El Follin. So good start defensively. Otterbein 0 for 1. And now Taphorn starts the offense the other way. It's pulled out to Follin. Calling on a play. She's guarded by Ellie Cartnell. Pass to the right elbow. It's Bosch. Bosch turns around, looks at the basket, kicks out to Follin. Follin now driving. Kick out to Watchman. 10 on the shot clock. Watchman. Kick out. Taphorn calls for a screen. Watchman provides one. Taphorn trying to create her own shot. Left wing. No good. And the rebound is collected by Kirsten Taylor. And Otterbein trying to push the floor here. Pass goes over the head of Scholes and out of bounds. First turnover of today's game for either side. And Otterbein showing some three-quarter court pressure here. Very relaxed pressure, we'll call it, as Watchman brings it across the timeline quite easily. Taphorn over to Follin. Follin had a really good start to the game with 8 points, I believe, in the first quarter against Muskingum on Thursday. Quiet in the second half. See if she can get going early. They find her in the corner. She inserts a pass to Stone Rock. Goes past Stone Rock, but Bosch keeps it alive. Stone Rock on the offensive glass. The putback is good, and she's fouled by Abby Scholes. Correction on the foul. It looks like Taylor is the one called for the foul. But nonetheless, 2 points for Stone Rock. She had a 10-rebound effort on Thursday against Muskingum, and to complete the three-point play, no good. Taylor gets the rebound. But a 2-0 lead for Capital nonetheless. Good follow off of the missed shot there by Stone Rock. Otterbein goes into their half-court set. A team coming off 95 points scored their last game out. 3-point shot from Kissel, no good, and it's collected by Bosch on the boards. Stone Rock's out in front of everybody here, but Follin doesn't go for the aggressive pass. Slows things down to Taphorn instead. Probably the right decision. Taphorn over to the point guard, Annika Watchman. Watchman directing traffic from right wing. Goes back to Taphorn at the top of the key. Tries to drive right side. Loses control. Keeps control of it, though. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Watchman, a long three. No good off back iron. And the rebound is collected by Taylor. Watchman kind of just had to throw that up there. Shot clock running down. That should be a travel. It is. Called against Taylor. Slow start to Kirsten Taylor's day, a senior forward out of Cambridge, Ohio. Already picked up a foul and now a turnover there. 2 turnovers for the Cardinals. Capital still leads 2-0. 7:45 left to go in our first quarter, just underway here at the Capitol Center. Taphorn working it over to Stone Rock. Stone Rock to Watchman now on left wing. Back to the top of the key where Bosch is now driving right side. Kicked out to Follin. Comes up towards us on the near side of the court. Free throw line extended is Watchman coming around a screen from Stone Rock. Layup no good, and the rebound is collected by Abby Maduri. Maduri bringing it up the floor, and she's guarded by Follin. Watchman now guarding Cartnell. Goes around the screen. Cartnell drives, kicked out to Scholes, and now it's worked over to Kissel. Make that Maduri. Maduri from the free throw line, no good, off back iron, and Watchman gets the rebound. She's fouled by, this time, Abby Scholes. Well, great start to this game. 3 minutes in, Otterbein is yet to get on the scoreboard. Capital has just 2 points themselves, but getting some quality looks and just need to get them to fall at this point. Watchman to Taphorn. Taphorn drives into the lane, and the layup's no good. Stone Rock keeps it alive, and it's collected by Scholes under the basket. Otterbein looking to run. They have numbers this way. Kissel working against Taphorn. Taphorn gets the block, rejected, and Bosch cleans it up on the rebound. Good transition D there from Taphorn, and now Capital trying to push the numbers. Follin short hops one to Stone Rock. It's going to be a jump ball and stay with Capital. And that'll prompt our first substitution, as first off the bench today is Carly Hewlett. And why not? 15 points off the bench. Should be a short breather for Follin. Might be just a coaching moment here. Otterbein will bring in Delaney Cutteridge to counter as Abby Maduri checks off. And Taphorn will insert it from under the basket. 2-0 lead for Capital still. 6.5 minutes left to go. Stone Rock at the top of the key. Works it over to Hewlett. Hewlett now to Taphorn. She's open as Otterbein switches into a zone. A long-range shot there from Stone Rock is no good, and Scholes collects another rebound. And that's going to be a foul against Watchman. Called for a block at midcourt. Otterbein has taken 4 shots in this game, 3 of them from Danny Kissel, and none have gone. They also have 2 turnovers. Capitals defense, the story early on. Kissel has it, guarded by Taphorn, and she did a great job guarding Besançon. Inside again, Taphorn called for a foul. Looked like she got the ball there, but she is called for the foul nonetheless. And free throws coming for Abby Maduri. Make that Kirsten Taylor, excuse me. Taylor at the free throw line. This season, she's 15 for 22. That comes out to 68%. Free throw is good. I'm not sure about that one. It looked like Taphorn got a lot of the ball. Coach Jeffers kind of agreeing with me and explaining her point of view to the official near her. Both free throws good there from Taylor. We've got a 2-2 ball game here, 4 minutes in. Taphorn quickly the other way. Got all the way under the basket. Ball back out to Hewlett now. Over to Taphorn left wing. Inside pass. Watchman boxing out her defender. Loses the ball. Stone Rock cleans it up. Good defense from Cutteridge taking that shot away from Watchman, but there was Stone Rock in the best spot possible to clean that up. Watchman going at the basketball here now, and a block is going to be called against Taphorn. 2 shots coming. Taphorn got into foul trouble in Thursday's matchup, and they might be trying to prevent that here. And as quickly coming into the game is Katie Harrop. I guess she'll come in after the free throw here. We heard the substitution horn go off. Free throw coming from Cardinal is no good. So Taphorn will come off, and replacing her again is the freshman guard out of Delaware, Katie Harrop. That's already 2 fouls for Taphorn, so again in foul trouble in this game. Otterbein will make a substitution as well, as Abby Scholes is replaced by number 30, Alex Schaefer, junior out of Vienna, West Virginia. One of the few players in this game not from Ohio. Watchman pass to Stone Rock. 4-3 lead for Capital. Kicked down into the corner for Cassidy Bosch. Bosch now trying to work it down. Otterbein has switched back to a man-to-man, it looks like. Help side defense on Watchman. She's called for a charge, and that's Watchman's second now. The depth is going to be tested here early. No choice for Dixie. She has to put Folan back in. She'll come in next dead ball. 2 fouls on Watchman and 2 on Taphorn early. They lead 4-3, though. Crusaders with the advantage. It's passed over to Schaefer now. Schaefer down low. By way of Scholes, they get a basket there from Kirsten Taylor, and it's actually Cardinal on the assist there, my mistake. Cardinal finds Taylor, and it is a 1-point advantage for Otterbein, their first lead of the contest at 5-4. Bosch the other way, driving, and she's fouled. She'll get to the free throw line. That's kind of an advantage there for Bosch. She played a lot of guard last year for Capital, now playing more of a post player. She's going to get that matchup with a 4 on the other side. And she's able to use her athleticism to get to the hoop. Free throws for Bosch upcoming. She's 5 for 5 from the free throw line, and she makes this one. Aaron Reisner into the game as well for the Crusaders. Stone Rock off and Watchman off. So for Capital, it is now Bosch shooting free throws with a backcourt of Hewlett and Folan, and then Harrop and Reisner in the game as well for the Crusaders. After the missed free throw, Otterbein will get into their half-court set. It's a 5-5 ball game. Top of the key with it now is Cardinal. Cardinal unloads. It's no good, and Reisner gets the rebound. Low-scoring first quarter, but this is definitely in the favor of the Crusaders, and it's a testament to their defense. But they're going to be tested defensively now with both Watchman and Taphorn in foul trouble. How about this move from Katie Harrop? Layup is good, and Harrop gets on the board, and Capital back out in front 7-5 after the split free throws from Bosch. A layup gives Capital the lead right back. Cartnell trying to get the lead back for Otterbein on a three-point attempt. No good. Cleaned up on the offensive glass by Alex Schaefer. She spins it off the left side of the backboard, in and good. Pace starting to quicken here as Hewlett brings it into the front court. Reisner gets the loose ball, kicked out. Long two for Bosch. Good. Good find from Aaron Reisner. And Capital starting to get hot a little bit here with the second unit out there. Ellie Cartnell brings it up for the Cardinals. They trail by 2. Cartnell, interior pass. Kissel comes out to the middle of the paint and scores. Not a whole lot on that pass, but Capital was shifting towards Kissel, and she caught the pass, immediately moved. Defenders didn't converge on her in time there. 9-9 game. Fullen working with Reisner, trying to get her own shot. Now Hewlett drives right side. Floater's good. Carly Hewitt. Get 15 off the bench for her on Thursday. She's a real weapon for them. .245 to go. It's 11-9 lead for the Crusaders. A foul called against Harrop. And we've got subs for each side. First for the Crusaders, it's Jossie Kaiser in. Kaiser replacing Cassidy Bosch. And free throws coming now, as that was the 5th team foul against the Crusaders. And Cartnell misses. She's very good from the free throw line usually. 18 for 22 this season, 81%. So one more for Cartnell, trying to get the Cardinals back in within 1. It's good, 11-10. Cartnell is replaced now. Coming in is Gia DeMassa. I mentioned her in our pregame show. A pretty good three-point shooter is DeMassa. It looks like Scholes, Kissel, Maduri, Cunridge, and DeMassa, the 5 out there for the Cardinals. Reisner on the other side, no good. Cleaned up by Kaiser. Her putback, no good, but she's fouled. She'll head to the free throw line now. Cunridge picks up her second foul. And Kaiser to the free throw line. No good. Otterbein 4 for 7 from the stripe. Capital now 1 for 3 in this first quarter. Second free throw from Kaiser. This one is good. Makes the adjustment. Otterbein will quickly sub as Bryn Mangold comes in. And Danny Kissel comes off. So it is now Scholes, Maduri, Cunridge, DeMassa, and Mangold. Capital has Fullen, Hewlett, Harrop, Kaiser, and Reisner. No intentional rhyme there on the front court. Capital playing a bit of a zone look defensively now, trying to show a different look to this Cardinals offense. So 1-3-1 it looks like. And that's going to be a foul before the shot there. Actually, they call 3 in the key before the shot. That's called on Mangold, and that's a turnover for the Cardinals, their 3rd. Fullen will bring it up. So they go into that 1-3-1 look, and it worked well. Hewlett has it on right wing over to Harrop. Largest lead in this game for either team has been 2 points, and it's a bounce pass from Reisner. She thought Kaiser was going to cut there. Kaiser didn't. And the pass goes out of bounds as a result. Second turnover for the Crusaders. And the ball will be brought up by Cunridge again. Playing with 2 fouls. Cunridge kicks out to the right side here. Towards us, it's Maduri. Maduri back towards the top of the key, swinging around to the other side of the court. DeMassa has it now. DeMassa, freshman out of Middleburg Heights. And a travel called against the Cardinals now. 4 turnovers for Otterbein. 1:33 left to go, and it'll be Fullen now to bring the ball up. Fullen has Kaiser cutting to her left, goes to the right side to Hewlett. Now it's over to Kaiser. Kaiser fakes left, comes back right side. Fullen, a deep 3, yes! From the Capital logo, a pretty deep 3 on the right wing for Fullen. And that gives Capital a commanding 5-point lead, 15-10. Largest lead for either side. And this zone look is working. That is another turnover. This time a steal. Hewlett passing forward to Reisner. Reisner skip pass to Kaiser. No good. It just rolls off on Kaiser there. Rebound collected by Mangold. 52 seconds for Otterbein here in our first quarter. A 15-10 lead for the Crusaders. Three-point shot is off mark. Excellent offensive rebound from Scholes. The putback was no good, and now Scholes is fouled. And Reisner is called for the foul. That is Reisner's first. All this, again, with Watchman and Taphorn in foul trouble. The second unit really having a strong finish to this first quarter. Otterbein will make substitutions and bring in their starting five for the last 40 seconds here. So it's Cardinal, Scholes, Taylor, Maduri, and Kissel in the game. Free throw from Scholes is no good. She misses both. Kaiser gets the rebound, and Capital will go to work here with 34 seconds on the game clock, 21 now on the shot clock, a differential of about 10 to 11 seconds. Fullen pass into Reisner. Just got to get your best look here. Reisner opens herself up. Shot, no good. Rolled off the rim. And now Otterbein has plenty of time. 15 seconds. Taylor in transition. Layup, no good. And they force a shot there, giving Capital plenty of time. And it was thrown away in transition there. So it'll give Otterbein now 10 seconds. 9.6 to be exact. Capital will take a lead into our first intermission between the first and second quarter, but how big of a lead is the question. Maduri, Cardinal, extra pass, three-point shot for Kissel, no good at the buzzer. Very good look, but Kissel can't knock it down. She finishes the quarter shooting 1 for 5. Great job by the Capital defense, keeping her quiet in the first. 15-10 lead for our Crusaders. We'll be back with more basketball after this short break on the Capital Sports Network.
With 14 TVs to watch your favorite team for the next big event, Planks Cafe and Pizzeria in German Village is ready for you and your group today. Plenty of free parking, free Wi-Fi, banquet rooms for private parties, and daily specials. What more reason do you need to visit Planks Cafe and Pizzeria? Planks is located at 743 Parsons Avenue and has been serving the Columbus community since 1939. Planks is on the web at plankscafe.com or available by phone at 614-443-6251. Planks Cafe and Pizzeria is a proud supporter of Crusader Athletics.
This is a message for the nurses among us, for those who dream of saving lives, for those who are driven to improve care, and for those ready to help heal what's broken, be it a single bone fracture or an entire hospital system. Capital University's advanced nursing programs are built for you. Engaged faculty, immersive learning, and intimate classes where you'll know everyone's name. To learn more, visit capital.edu/nursing. Advanced nursing at Capital University, for those driven to do more.
And welcome back to a second quarter of play now. Otterbein has their starting five still out there. They'll start with the ball here in quarter number 2. And a layup quickly from Maduri, no good. She gets her own miss after a tap. Kicked out to Cardinal. She thought about a 3, walks into a 2, no good. Rebound by Cassidy Bosch, reinserted in. Looks like Hewlett, Bosch, Fullen, Harrop, and Stone Rock to start off the quarter here for Capital. Again, some foul trouble situation to 2 starters in the backcourt. Fullen for 3, yes. Otterbein allows their opponents to shoot 38% from 3. It should be a big game from Fullen from outside. If she gets her looks and she gets another one there, that's her second triple converted. Pass inside off of an Otterbein player. That's going to go our way. 6 turnovers for Otterbein. Quickly run through some stats up to this point, including the last 3 from Fullen. Capital now shooting 43%, 7 for 16, 2 for 3 from 3, 2 for 4 from the free throw line with 12 rebounds and 3 turnovers. Largest lead is 8, the current lead. Otterbein 3 for 15 shooting, including 0 for 5 from 3. 12 rebounds for them as well, 5 turnovers. Make it 6 after that last one from Cardinal. Bosch fakes a 3-point shot, drives in, and gets the layup to go. Cassidy Bosch showing off the athleticism again. driving on the bigger defender. Has a mismatch every time for Bosch, and we'll see if they try to get that shot a little bit more. Good interior passing to get a layup for Otterbein. No good. Cleaned up by Taylor, though. And Otterbein gets it right back. 20-12 is our score. Capital still leading. Bosch, by the way, now with 5. Fullen has 6, and Stone Rock 4. The leading scorers for the Crusaders. Harrop on left wing. Drives into the paint. Takes a shot. And good defense from Scholl stepping up to force a tough look. Midori looking to run. Now looks behind her. That's Kissel. Kissel goes back to Midori. Guarded by Bosch. Now Kissel guarded by Hewlett, a mismatch, and Kissel drives, no good. Good help side defense from Stone Rock, and the possession will stay with Otterbein. Timeout called by Coach Richardson. She wants to talk things over. It's going to be a full, make that a 30-second timeout, so we'll take 30 seconds and be right back with more basketball.
It's the perfect sports bar because it's not just a sports bar.
I'm Gary Calico, founder and president of Rusty Bucket. A lot of families build their sports world around the bucket.
It's not just a guy's night out. You can bring your wife, you can bring your kids.
We get a lot of groups in after games.
Great place after the game.
Kids love to come here.
The Rusty Bucket Restaurant and Tavern.
The Rusty Bucket is a proud supporter of the Capital Crusaders. Visit us after the game at 2158 East Main Street and grab life by the bucket.
I wanted to fly.
And welcome back to the Capitol Center. Reminder to follow the Facebook page for the Crusaders Athletics on facebook.com/Capital University Athletics. Bring you the latest scores, photos, videos from all 20 of our varsity teams. Facebook.com/Capital University Athletics. Quickly, after the timeout, a missed shot there from Taylor, collected by Capital on the rebound, and an 8-point lead for the Crusaders as they go to work offensively. Hewlett had it taken away from her at just the last second, and the loose ball goes out of bounds. And a substitution for Capital as a result. Sam Sesh checking in. We saw her in the second quarter of yesterday's game as well. She replaces Hewlett. Capital looks like they've gone back to their man-to-man for the time being. Layup is no good, and Stone Rock gets the rebound. Tough to see if that was a zone look or a man-to-man look, actually. And then a frustration foul here from Allie Cartnell in transition. That's her first. Not a whole lot of foul trouble for Otterbein at this point. Schultz with 1, Taylor with 1, and Cartnell with 1. Cutteridge, a bench player, has 2. Capital has 2 for Watchman and Taphorn, 1 for Harrop, 1 for Reisner. Capital goes through another offensive set here. Driving in is Harrop. She's fouled pretty hard. Foul is on Kissel. So that's her first now. And 2 shots coming from Katie Harrop. Misses the first. 2 for 4, make it 2 for 5 from the free throw line today. Both players have split a pair. Harrop came in 2 for 2 from the free throw line, and she splits a pair as well. And now a new sub is Tori Grosso. Grosso replacing Harrop after the free throws. And Otterbein goes to work, trailing by 9 now. Kicked out to the wing, Abby Midori. Midori now to Kissel. Extra pass to Cartnell inside to Taylor. Guarded by Stone Rock. Tough look, but Taylor gets it to go. She's a very talented player. Sam Sesh on left wing with a 7-point advantage for the Crusaders. Bosch works it over to Fullen, a deep 3. Yes, that'll get the crowd going again. Fullen with 9 now as she knocks down her 3rd triple. And now a turnover the other way. Sesh drives in, make that, actually Grosso driving in there. And the offensive rebound, I guess Grosso out of bounds when she collected it. Reisner checking in with Kaiser again, replacing Bosch and Stone Rock. So it's Fullen, Grosso, Sesh, Reisner, Kaiser for your Crusaders. And J.C. Jones checking in for the first time on the Otterbein side. Another turnover? No, it stays with Otterbein, but good defense anyway from El Fullen. Brought into the front court now by Cardinal. Drives baseline, leaves it off down low. Taylor misses. Follow from Scholes is going to result in free throws. Let's reset the floor for Otterbein. Scholes, Taylor, Cardinal, Maduri, and Jones out there. And the first free throw, no good. Quick substitution again. Reisner replaced by Stone Rock. Aaron picking up her second foul there, so really no choice. Both free throws good. I might have said that first one was a miss. Excuse me if I did. It was actually good. So it's an 8-point game. Stone Rock to Fullen. Quick passing here from Capital to break that press. And now Fullen will go into the half-court set. It's kicked out to Kaiser on right wing. Kaiser dribbles back towards Fullen. Fullen's got 9. She's been the hot hand at this point. Interior pass, left elbow jump shot from Stone Rock, no good. Tried to follow it up, and Jones collects the miss. 8-point game. Otterbein starting to fight their way back here. That Fullen 3 took some wind out of the sail, but still chugging along to get back into this game. Jones, no good. That's going to be off of Otterbein, off of Scholes. And checking back in is Delaney Cutteridge now. She replaces Cardinal. 24-16. Keeping an eye on the men's game, by the way. They are leading over in Otterbein 65-52 with a minute and a half left to go. So we should have a final for you on the halftime show. That's good to see. And we want to take a look at the OAC scoreboard as well, brought to you by the Honey Baked Ham Company. We will do so in just a second. 3-on-1 the other way for Otterbein. Taylor fakes a pass, goes up with the layup instead. Nice move. Let's get past Fullen. And now a travel called against Sam Sesh. And Otterbein's run continues. Carly Hewitt will check back in. And she replaces Sesh. 24-18 with 4:59 to go. Inbounded to Jones. Jones goes right back to the inbounder, Maduri. Maduri takes a 3. It's good, and all of a sudden a 3-point ball game. Inbounded to Fullen. Half-court pressure in the backcourt. Almost a travel there on Hewlett. Now Fullen throws it over the head of Hewlett, but Stone Rock will collect it, and they'll go back to Fullen. Now they break the press. Time to get a basket here. 24-21 is our score. Crusaders still out in front, but Otterbein putting a nice little run together here. Fullen trying to work around this zone look. 4 on the shot clock. They got to get a shot up. Fullen, a deep 3, and it hits nothing. Hewlett did get the rebound on it, but after the shot clock had gone off. And that'll be a timeout, a full timeout from Coach Dixie Jeffers, which will allow us a chance to get to our OAC scoreboard. Heidelberg trails Wittenberg at home 32-22. That one's in the second quarter. Ohio Northern 24, Mount Union 18, sticking in that game. 7:22 left to go in that one. We have a game in the third quarter. Baldwin Wallace 38, Muskingum 23. That one got started a little bit earlier than us. And Marietta at John Carroll. And the Pioneers lead 30-24 in that game. That OAC scoreboard update brought to you by the Honey Baked Ham Company. We'll take a short break and come back and resume action here at the Capitol Center.
Ed, what is that bizarre contraption?
It's my latest Jimmy John's online ordering enhancement, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir. You know our popular Jimmy John's online ordering service?
Yes, click, order, eat.
This is the perfect time-saving companion.
How perfect, Ed?
Presenting the Jimmy John's F4000 three-dimensional sandwich printer.
Oh, boy.
See, we put one of these babies in the home of every Jimmy John's customer.
Uh-huh.
They order the sandwich online.
Uh-huh.
And we send a signal to the F4000 to make their sandwich.
Ed, how much does one of these babies cost?
With the quantity discount, $50,000, sir.
And how long does it take to print a sandwich?
About 8 hours, sir.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
So back to the drawing board?
No, stay away from the drawing board, Ed.
And perfect timing as we're back to the Capitol Center. 4:18 left to go until our halftime break. It is a 24-21 lead right now for the Crusaders. Cardinals making a run to get back into it, and they get a basket right out of the timeout from Cutteridge. Capital led this game 20-10, and since then, a 13-4 run. Pass goes in towards Folan now after they get across the timeline. Otterbein showing that zone look again. Folan's open. As a result, for three, no good off of the front iron there. Good trap in the corner, and that's going to be a turnover. How about those Crusaders crashing into the corner there? Kaiser and Folan get the trap set up. And the inbound pass comes in. It's Hewlett receiving the pass from Grosso. Grosso now receives a pass from Folan. Grosso back out to Folan. Folan passing to Hewlett, goes too high off of Hewlett's hand, and it's a turnover. Kirsten Taylor coming away with the steal, and a chance for Otterbein to regain a lead. Their largest lead was 1 point midway through the first half with 4:57 remaining. They led by 1. It had been all Capital since, and now this run from the Cardinals gets them right back in it. That's a foul called against Scholes. That's going to be Scholes' second as well. Capital will go to work against this press again. And it's too far out in front of Hewlett from Grosso. Another turnover. That's 8 turnovers for Cap and 8 for Otterbein as Kissel checks back in for Scholes. Now you got to mix it up when you have Connie Richardson and Dixie Jeffers against each other. 32 years on one side and 27 on the other. So Otterbein's shown some man, they showed some zone, now going into a press. Cap's even played some zone defense today. And Otterbein has taken a lead now as Cutteridge gets a layup to go. 25-24 Otterbein. Sticking with the press. Cap breaks it. And now Folan has it. Goes over to Kaiser. Kaiser layup. Good. Gets the roll. And that's the first basket of the day for Kaiser. She has 3 points, though, as she had a free throw as well. Capital back out in front. That was a big-time basket there. 26-25 Otterbein now trying to regain their lead. At the free throw line, it's Taylor. A couple players cut around her. Taylor now passes off to Maduri. Maduri to Kissel. Kissel long two, no good. Rebound collected by Hewlett. Hewlett pushing the pace across midcourt. Now Folan has it. Kaiser fakes a long shot. Kicked out to Folan. She likes that one. 3-point shot is good from Folan. She has 12. She's made 4 threes off of 6 opportunities. And Capital's back out in front by 4. Just such a nice addition to this team, getting that 3-point threat from Elle Folan. She had a big first quarter against Muskingum and turned it into a big first half here in this one. Long shot there, no good off of the hands of Cutteridge. And it's collected by Capital on the glass. 29-25. Driving the other way is Folan. Layup, no good. Couldn't get the roll. Taylor with the rebound. Taylor quietly has 10 points already for Otterbein, by the way. She's now added 4 rebounds to that total. Maduri on left wing. Driving on Grosso. Kicked out to Kissel. Kissel, a slow start to her day. 1 for 8 shooting in this one. Back to Maduri. Now it's over to Cutteridge. Cutteridge works around a screen. Works past 2 defenders. No good. Taylor's there. No one on the help side glass. And Taylor will clean it up on the offensive rebounds. And the putback is good. 29-27, 55 seconds left to go. It's Stone Rock. Back towards Folan now. Thought about a 3. Kicks it over to Hewlett instead. Kaiser on the corner working against Taylor. Back to Hewlett. And a foul called against Otterbein. That is on Cutteridge. That's her 3rd. Harrop will replace Grosso for Capital. And I see Cartnell back in as well as Damasa. And Bryn Mangold, the 3 subs for Otterbein there. Fresh shot clock for the Crusaders. If they move quick, they can get that 2 for 1. They do. Hewlett, no good. Starrock on the offensive glass. Gets the putback. Well, it ruins the 2 for 1, but you'll take the points. 31-27. And 0.2 differential between shot and game clock at this point. Probably will be the last possession here, barring a turnover. Mangold holding it at the free throw line. We might have that turnover. It's a loose ball, still loose. And a jump ball. Arrow is favoring the Crusaders. And a big stop on the defensive end there, and now you have 8 seconds to get a shot off. We'll see if they set up something for Fullen. She would be the offensive threat with the long-range shot today. 4 3-pointers made for her. Grosso with 6 seconds to go. Grosso drives in into the paint and apparently not fouled. 1 second left. Otterbein will try to throw one up from 3/4 court. Nope, they don't even take the shot there. And that's how the first half comes to an end. 31-27. It is a lead for the Crusaders. We'll step away for our halftime show and the Rusty Bucket halftime show, that is. We will take a look at our first half statistics, look ahead to the second half, take a look at the scores in the OAC, and name our halftime hero, all coming up as part of the Rusty Bucket halftime show. We'll be right back.
Capital Athletics would like to thank all of its partners for their support of Crusader Athletics. Donato's Pizza, Planks Cafe, Dill's Greenhouse, OSU Wexner Medical Center, Zoe's Cafe, the Honey Baked Ham Company, the Rusty Bucket, Jimmy John's, On the Border Mexican Grill and Cantina, Byers Airport Subaru, Pepsi, the CU Society of Sports Management, Marriott Columbus Airport, Capital Dining Services and One Man Cafe, and the Peking Dynasty.
It's the perfect sports bar because it's not just a sports bar.
I'm Gary Calico, founder and president of Rusty Bucket. A lot of families build their sports world around the bucket.
It's not just a guy's night out. You can bring your wife, you can bring your kids.
We get a lot of groups in after games.
Great place after the game.
Kids love to come here.
The Rusty Bucket Restaurant and Tavern.
The Rusty Bucket is a proud supporter of the Capital Crusaders. Visit us after the game at 2158 East Main Street and grab life by the bucket.
I wanted to fly. They said I couldn't. So I built a plane, then a spaceship, then I went to the moon. I invented jazz, hip-hop, rock and roll. Some called it noise. I said it was music. I wrote a letter and sent it by ponies. It didn't get to you fast enough, so I used trucks and ships. But still, they weren't fast enough for me. So I lost the paper and the ink. I sent it by magic. I called it email. I made up new words: jukebox, bling, Google. And I decided some old words weren't okay to say ever again. The mustache. I tried to bring that back 17 times. I wore knickerbockers and shoulder pads, poodle skirts and flannel. When I came back from World War II, all I had was a t-shirt. So I made that cool. In fact, I invented cool. Who am I? I'm the spirit of youth. It's my job to move the world forward. Pepsi. Every generation refreshes the world.
OSU Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Crusader student-athletes by providing sports health services for Capital University athletics and student health services. Through the work and care of team physicians and athletic trainers, it's the team behind your team. For all fans, if you're looking to improve your physical performance, recover from an injury, or stay active for a lifetime, the experts at Ohio State Sports Medicine are there for you. Visit sportsmedicine.osu.edu or call 366-4332. Capital University has partnered with Aramark to form Capital Dining Services. Stop in for a snack or some Crimson Cup coffee at the Capitol grounds located inside Sailor Ackerman Hall. The Capitol Court is located on the second floor of the Student Union and is open 7 days a week with a variety of meal options. And don't forget about One Man Cafe, located off of the main lobby in the Student Union. Capital Dining Services and all of its locations powered by Aramark are proud supporters of Crusader Athletics. For venue hours and more information, go to capital.campusdish.com.
Well, welcome into the Rusty Bucket Halftime Show. Let's take a look at our OAC scoreboard update first, as Capital leading Otterbein 31-27. Well, I mentioned the men's game first. I want to go there. Against Otterbein, the Capital men's team gets the win. They led 24-19 at half, and then a big scoring second half on both sides turns it into a 70-59 win for Cap. So a much-needed win for the men's team. They will be our next broadcast, actually, a week from today against Baldwin Wallace. Charlie Danis will be here on the call for that. So another look at our men's team will be coming for you on Saturday. Now let's get to the OAC scoreboard update brought to you by the Honey Baked Ham Company. Marietta on top of John Carroll, 37-24 at half. Marietta's 2-0 in the OAC, and John Carroll 0-2, so that one going as expected. Baldwin Wallace, the other winless team in the conference, 38, and Muskingum 23. So it looks like Baldwin Wallace going to get into that group of one-win teams in the conference. Ohio Northern getting tested right now by Mount Union, 30-27 at half. That's a real good one. And at halftime as well, Heidelberg trailing Wilmington 36-32. So a couple of blowouts, we'll call them. I mean, a 13-point lead at half and a 15-point lead in the middle of the third, but the rest of the games in conference all decided right now by 4 points or less at half. So it should be an interesting second half in our OAC scoreboard, so we'll keep a look at that. And again, the men getting the victory on the road today. Well, let's talk a little bit about the first half. We'll go into the statistics here in just a second, but we're going to talk first about just the game in general, and Capital getting some key players in foul trouble. Yet again, it's Taphorn in foul trouble, and then Annika Watchman as well. Those two sparingly played in that first quarter and did not play at all in the second quarter. And it's put a lot of pressure on some of the second unit to really step up, and they answered the call. El Fullen played 18 minutes of that quarter, scoring 12 points. They got 10 minutes from Harrop off the bench, 9 from Kaiser, 14 from Hewlett. So Watchman and Taphorn combined for just 9 minutes, and you get a 4-point lead in the locker room. You'll take that any day of the week. So that's looking like a good start to our breakdown of the first half. We'll come back with our full halftime stats and name our halftime hero, the standout of the first half on either side. Stay with us. You're listening to the Rusty Bucket Halftime Show on the Capital Sports Network.
When looking for great food at low price, be sure to visit Peking Dynasty on the corner of Livingston and Sheridan, right near the Capital University campus. Peking Dynasty has a large selection of Chinese food and sushi, along with great-tasting chicken and beef selections that can please any appetite. In addition, Capital University students receive discounts with a valid ID any day of the week. That's Peking Dynasty on the corner of Livingston and Sheridan, right near the Capital campus, where we are proud to say, Go Cap!
With 14 TVs to watch your favorite team for the next big event, Blank's Cafe and Pizzeria in German Village is ready for you and your group today. Plenty of free parking, free Wi-Fi, banquet rooms for private parties, and daily specials. What more reason do you need to visit Plank's Cafe and Pizzeria? Plank's is located at 743 Parsons Avenue and has been serving the Columbus community since 1939. Plank's is on the web at plankscafe.com or available by phone at 614-443-6251. Plank's Cafe and Pizzeria is a proud supporter of Crusader Athletics.
And welcome back to the Capital Center. Let's get to our halftime stats brought to you by Plank's Cafe. Let's start first with Capital. Got into this a little bit before the break, but El Fullen leading the way. 12 points for her in 18 minutes. She's connected on 4 3-pointers on 6 tries. Reagan Stonerock, 6 points and 5 rebounds. A strong first half performance out of Reagan as well in 15 minutes. Bosch with 5 points and 3 rebounds. And 3 points apiece off the bench from Harrop, and Kaiser 2 points from Hewlett off the bench as well. And turning the attention now towards the individual stats on the Otterbein side. leading scorer, I mentioned Taylor had 10. She finished with 12 in the first half, 12 and 5. A very strong first half from her as well. Abby Scholes with 7 rebounds leading the way for the Cardinals. She added in 2 points. 2 points apiece as well for Kissel, Cardinal, and Schaefer. 4 points from Delaney Cutridge and 3 from Abby Maduri. Totals up to 27 for Otterbein. In terms of the overall team statistics, Otterbein 10 for 32, 31.3%. Capital 12 for 29, 41.4%. Capital's connected on 4 triples, all of them from El Follin, 50% from out there. Otterbein 1 for 7. And the 1-3 made by Abby Maduri. 6 for 11 from the free throw line are the Cardinals. Capital 3 for 6. Both teams looking for an improvement there. Otterbein leading the rebounding battle 23-19, including 8 offensive rebounds for the Cardinals. It's led to some easy baskets. And the largest lead for both sides, Capital led by as many as 10. Otterbein's largest lead is just 1. And it currently sits at a 31-27 advantage for Capital. Let's talk about our halftime hero now. And it's a pretty easy call. Given the key to my game here with the backcourt scoring, we spotlighted the 3 starting guards and then Hewlett off the bench. And Fullen's been the one that's produced 12 points for her, leading the way for the Crusaders. And I want to give a hat tip to Stone Rock as well for 6 and 5. But Fullen is going to be our official halftime hero with the 12 points. With the other 2 starting guards in foul trouble, she has really carried the load here. 18 minutes played in that first half, so she got just 2 minutes of breather. And had to come back in when Watchman picked up her second foul and didn't leave the floor after that. So strong effort from Fullen in the first half, and hopefully she can keep that going in half number 2. We're going to step away for another break. We'll revisit some keys to the second half and hopefully bring you a Capital win in a second consecutive game here at the Capitol Center. They lead by 4. You're listening to the Rusty Bucket halftime show.
It's the perfect sports bar because it's not just a sports bar.
I'm Gary Calico, founder and president of Rusty Bucket. A lot of families build their sports world around the bucket.
It's not just a guy's night out. You can bring your wife, you can bring your kids.
We get a lot of groups in after games.
Great place after the game.
Kids love to come here.
The Rusty Bucket Restaurant and Tavern.
The Rusty Bucket is a proud supporter of the Capital Crusaders. Visit us after the game at 2158 East Main Street and grab a bite by the bucket.
I wanted to fly.
Current or prospective Capital University students, if you've ever had dreams of becoming a big sports marketer, promoter, agent, broadcaster, or just trying to find your way into the sports industry, join the Capital University Society of Sport Management today. CUSSM is looking for highly motivated, energized, and creative people to help promote Capital athletics and build your resume in the process. This student-led and operated organization will help you earn real-world experience in the area of sport. Get connected and join the CUSSM today. Email Emily Ondo at eondo@capital.edu for more information.
This is a message for all those MBA seekers out there. For the junior exec who'd rather be senior. For the VP yearning to be CEO. And for everyone who'd call their job not just a profession, but a passion. Capital University's MBA program was built exclusively for professionals, experienced faculty, flexible schedules, and classmates you'll soon consider colleagues. Learn more at capital.edu/MBA. The Capital University MBA, for those driven to do more.
Jimmy John's, world's greatest gourmet sandwiches. Ed speaking.
Yes, I need a sandwich delivery right away.
What kind of sandwich?
I don't care. Just get it to 215 Elm Street right now.
I'm on my way.
Jimmy John's.
Thanks for getting here so fast.
You're welcome, sir. Here's your sandwich. By the way, did you know your house is on fire?
That's why I called Jimmy John's.
Fire makes you hungry?
No, I knew you'd get here fast. Grab a bucket.
We're going to need more than 2 guys, sir.
You're right. What'll we do?
Leave it to me, sir. Hello, boss. Send everyone you got to 215 Elm. Doesn't matter what kind of sandwich, sir. I'll explain later. Thank you, sir.
Jimmy John's. Come in.
Sir, did you know your house is on fire?
Yes, I did. Grab a bucket.
Jimmy John's.
Come in.
Sir, did you know your
yes,
house
I
is
did.
on
Grab
fire?
a bucket.
Jimmy John's.
Come in.
Sir, did you know...
Yes, I did. Grab a bucket.
Jimmy John's.
Come in.
Sir, did you...
Yes, I did. Grab a bucket.
Fire department.
Come in.
Sir, did you know your...
It's okay, Captain. We got it handled. Care for a sandwich?
Thanks, but tell me something.
Shoot.
Why didn't you call the fire department first?
I did.
Welcome back to the Capitol Center. Let's talk second half keys and revisit the keys to the game from the first half. And it was very similar to our keys from Thursday. Again, getting this backcourt scoring. Well, Fullen answered the call with 12 points, but some foul trouble from Taphorn and Watchman kind of kept them out of this one. So that's going to be a big key, obviously, keeping them on the floor and getting them involved in this basketball game. Really have to give some credit to the bench for keeping the team in, and that's the job of the bench. When your starters get into foul trouble or you need that depth, they need to show up, and they did. They stayed ready for the call, and they really stepped up in this game, giving Otterbein some problems, and they lead 31-27. Otterbein did have a nice run there towards the middle of the second quarter, but Capital hangs in there, gets the lead, and even add Reisner to the mix of key players with foul trouble. They got to stay out there on the floor and, again, get involved in this game because they really haven't to this point. They've been on the floor a few minutes. Watchman has a rebound, Taphorn has a rebound, and that's it. 0 for 4 shooting. So those two need to get going and stay on the floor in terms of the foul trouble. And the second key, slowing down this Otterbein attack, and Danny Kissel has been a thorn in the side for the Crusaders lately in their matchups. But Kissel really struggling today. She's 1 for 8. It's Kirsten Taylor right now is dominating, 12 points and 5 rebounds. The offensive glass, 8 rebounds there for Otterbein in that first half. That's where Capital needs to clean things up. Get these rebounds and stop the second chance opportunities from Otterbein because they are shooting just 31% right now. Capital was the better team in that first half of play, and they will attempt to be the better team here and win this game as our second half is about ready for action. 10 seconds left until the horn will sound and both teams will enter the court. Thanks again for everyone tuning in. I'm Jimmy Bloomfield, bringing you this presentation of the Capital Sports Network. You can follow all the action of your Capital Athletic teams via Twitter. Hop on your favorite mobile device and seek us out on the web. Our handle is @CapCrusaders, giving game updates, stories, photos, video, and all that's happening among our teams. Follow us @CapCrusaders. It's the same handle on Periscope and Instagram as well, and we're on Snapchat as well. We got them all covered in terms of the social media department now. 31-27, Capital leads in the second half of play underway as both teams bring out their starting 5. Taphorn stepped on the baseline as she tried to save that one there. That's Bosch, Watchman, Taphorn, Stone Rock, and Fullen. Otterbein has Cardinal, Scholes, Taylor, Maduri, and Kissel. 23 seconds on the shot clock, and Otterbein will reinsert Maduri. Passes in, Kissel guarded by Stone Rock. That might be a matchup Otterbein wants. They go away from it though, and now Stone Rock switching back with Taphorn. Kind of a zone look right now from Capital, or maybe just a man-to-man with aggressive helping, but it worked nonetheless, and Stone Rock gets the rebound after the miss. And it'll be brought up the floor by Fullen, our halftime hero. Fullen passes over to Watchman. Watchman to Taphorn. Now Taphorn at the top of the key. Taphorn goes around the screen, drives in, layup, no good. Offensive rebound collected by Taphorn. She's facing a double team, kicks out to Bosch. Watchman now calls for Fullen to cut, and it leaves Bosch some room in the paint. Following up, and no good. That's going to stay here. Good call by our officials. 30 seconds on the shot clock, so a fresh one for Capital. I mentioned this a few times. Taphorn, 12 points in the fourth quarter of yesterday's game. She picked up a quick third foul in the third quarter after sitting out the first half with 2 fouls on Thursday's game. Kind of a similar game script right now. And again, 12 points for her. She's been some offensive firepower for them when she can stay out on the floor. Bosch drives in, no good. Offensive rebound, Stone Rock, and another putback for Reagan. That's the third follow she's had. 8 points for her now with 7 rebounds on her way to a double-double. Kissel working on Taphorn, and this is the reason Taphorn's in foul trouble. Very good at shutting down the top player on the other side. And an illegal screen called against Scholes now. That's her third. She'll have to head to the bench. Actually, Coach Richardson looks like she's going to keep her out there. I saw some movement from Schaefer, but she sits down. Now Schaefer comes to the scorer's table. Looks like she'll sub in next dead ball. Watchman driving in. Kicking out Bosch. Bosch driving on Scholes. Kicked out to Stone Rock now. I might want to go back to Bosch here, guarded by the player with 3 fouls. They do. Here comes Bosch now, with Stone Rock posting up in front of her, passes off to Taphorn instead. Stone Rock now comes to the elbow, takes a jump shot, no good. Good defense from the Cardinals. Still a 6-point lead for Cap. In transition now, Taylor loses the basketball, blocked out of play. And Schaefer will check in now. Schaefer replacing the starter Scholes, who has 3 fouls. In terms of foul trouble, Cutteridge also has 3 for Otterbein. That's about the only players worth mentioning at this point. A couple of players make it 5 or so, make it 3, excuse me, with 1 foul each. Otterbein goes to work, just 12 on the shot clock after the block, and the layup there from Cardinal, a wild one, no good. Bosch gets the rebound. Capital has numbers the other way. Stone Rock under the hoop, and she's fouled by Taylor. That'll be Kirsten Taylor's second. If they can get her into foul trouble, that might be the end of it for Otterbein. She's keeping them afloat right now. 5 of 9 shooting, 12 points. Stone Rock will head to the free throw line. And it's good. Stone Rock, a pretty good free throw shooter. 9 for 12 on the season. And she misses the second. That's a 4 for 8 mark now for Capital. Otterbein goes to work, down by 7. A good start to the quarter here for Capital. They had a really good defensive start in the first quarter as well. Schaefer along 2, no good. And Schaefer's going to be called for the foul. Stone Rock hits the deck hard. She appears to be okay. First foul on Schaefer. Otterbein hasn't scored here in the quarter. And again, this is very similar to the start of the game. Capital led 2-0 4 minutes into the game. They lead 3-0 here at the start of this quarter. So with their starters out there, the defense has been locked down. Just trying to find some scoring. Stone Rock receives the pass from Taphorn back out to Bosch. Now Taphorn fakes a pass, and she's called for a travel. I don't know. 6:56 left to go in the quarter. And let's see if Otterbein can get something going here. The defense has been phenomenal with these 5 out there. It's only been about 6 minutes that they've been able to play together. Passed over to Kissel, guarded by Taphorn. Not a lot of room, and Taphorn might have even got a piece of that. Schaefer gets the offensive rebound, though. Maduri now passing over to Cardinal. Cardinal just throws it right to Taphorn, stepping into the passing lane. Taphorn with the steal, and another defensive stand from the Crusader defense. Fullen now to Taphorn on right wing, back to Fullen. Fullen getting a screen from Stone Rock, goes the other way around it. Bosch working on Schaefer, breaking her down on the dribble. Kicked out to Fullen. Fullen now posting up his Stone Rock, and a push called against Taylor. That's her third. Excellent job getting another key player for Otterbein in foul trouble in the post as well. That's the Scholes-Taylor combo, each with 3 fouls. That's already 4 team fouls in the quarter. Pass to Watchman. That's too easy. Good find from Fullen. And it is a 7-point edge. Make it a 9-point edge. 36-27. And a timeout will be called by Coach Richardson, trying to inject some life into this Otterbein offense, who's yet to score in our second half. 36-27, Capital leads. You're listening to the Capital Sports Network.
New vehicles, reliable pre-owned vehicles, top-notch, high-quality service technicians, and friendly, trustworthy sales associates dedicated to customer service. Byers Airport Subaru in Columbus is ready to get you into the vehicle that you were meant for. Stop by to see our selection at 401 North Hamilton Road in Columbus and take a test drive, or call Byers Airport Subaru at 877-265-9695 today. Byers Airport Subaru is a proud supporter of Crusader Athletics. Subaru, confident confidence in motion.
And we're back here at the Capitol Center. Otterbein coming out of the timeout and trying to work their way back into this game. Again, they're struggling mightily offensively, and another turnover. It's their 12th turnover of the game. Capitol now +3 in that department. El Fullen will bring it up the floor, and Otterbein going back to their press, which helped them a lot to get back into the game in the second quarter. Starting five still out there for the Crusaders. Watchman tries a dangerous pass. It's picked off by Maduri. Maduri running the floor, passes off, and that's good. Taphorn had to be careful. There might have been called for a block. She wants to get a charge, though. Calls over to the official after that pass. Maduri ran into her. The layup is good nonetheless from Kissel. Taylor stays out there with 3 fouls, by the way. A three-point shot from Fullen. She's fouled. Almost went in. But she's going to get 3 free throws. Saw that happen on Thursday, too. And that's where El Fullen will head to the line. Fullen from the free throw line is 5 for 7 this season, 71%. And that's good. And the second free throw is good. Subbing on is Gia DeMassa. She replaces Abby Maduri. I also see Cutteridge come in. Cutteridge replaces Cartnell. 3 fouls for Scholes, Cutteridge, and Taylor. Capitol has 2 fouls for Watchman, Taphorn, and Reisner, who is now checking in for Stone Rock. 10-point lead for the Crusaders. 39-29 is our score. Again, Otterbein with just 2 points in the quarter. They came in on a transition layup after a turnover. Cutteridge driving in, and she's fouled. She'll head to the free throw line. Delaney Cutteridge having a good game off the bench here. She averages 20 minutes a game off the bench for Otterbein. Their 6th man with 2.4 points per game. And this one, Cutteridge sitting at 4 points, trying to make it 5 and 6 with 2 free throws coming. That one's good. Cutteridge, that is actually her first attempt of the season. Harrop will replace Watchman now. Give her a breather and allow her to probably play most, if not all, the fourth quarter. She did play all the fourth quarter on Thursday, as did pretty much everyone in the starting 5. Fullen came out. She played 4 minutes, and then the last 6 were played by Hewlett because of her strong performance. She earned that last spot for the final 6 minutes. So you won't see Dixie sub a lot, potentially in the fourth quarter in this one too. Reisner passes out. She's reposting, gets the pass, faces a double or triple team. Kicked out to Fullen, steps into a 2, no good. Reisner tip out, and now out in front of everybody is Kissel. Fullen trying to run her down, and that's a blown layup by Kissel, and it goes off of Otterbein. I guess she heard footsteps because Fullen was coming, as well as Taphorn. Neither got to her in time as Jones checks in for Otterbein, and Kissel just blows the layup. And then the rebound hit DeMassa and went out of bounds. And Cartnell comes in, replacing Taylor. So Schaefer, Cutteridge, Cartnell, Kissel, and Jones, the 5 out there for Otterbein. Capitol has Reisner, Grosso, Taphorn, Fullen, and Bosch. Grosso receiving a pass. Goes to the elbow, and a foul called against Schaefer. That's Schaefer's second. And free throws for Capitol. 7 for 11 from the free throw line. They're starting to improve here in the third quarter from the stripe. And these are free points. They don't call them free throws for nothing. Reisner's first free throw. No good. Double bonus with the 5 team fouls in the quarter. Capitol sitting on just 1 foul this quarter. They've done a nice job of staying out of that foul trouble. Both free throws missed by Reisner. Schaefer gets the rebound. Jones now collects a pass in the front court. Worked around to Cutteridge. Zone look again from Capital defensively, mixing up their patterns here. Grosso at the top with full in a 2-3 zone. 3-point shot for Kissel. That's how you beat the zone, and Kissel does put it in. So Kissel making just her third shot of the contest. 3 for 12 now. She does have 7 points. 39-34. Otterbein still hanging in there, just down by 5. Reisner, turnaround jump shot, no good. Bosch with the offensive rebound. Put back good. Cassidy Bosch is really coming into this role. That is now 5 rebounds and 7 points. Kissel takes another shot, no good. Cutteridge on the rebound. It's 10 offensive boards for Otterbein. Campus had 7 offensive rebounds. Kissel's pass hit off of Bosch. It goes right back to her. Now Kissel open for 3. Drives in instead and gets the roll to go. So once they switch to the zone, Kissel's starting to get going a little bit here. Almost turned it over, but did turn it into 2 points. 3 minutes left to go in the quarter. Taphorn on left wing. Over to Grosso now, driving right side by Jones. No good. Schaefer collects the miss, and Otterbein on the run again. Cutteridge driving in, kick out. Kissel fakes a shot, takes a long 2. No good. Rebounds. A jump between Bosch and Schaefer, and arrow favors Capital. Schaefer comes out. She gives some good minutes there, and Taylor will replace her. Kaiser getting in for Reisner now. Actually, Reisner just getting some instructions from Coach Jeffers, and Bosch is the one that comes off. Reisner receives the pass near midcourt. Good pass out in front of Taphorn. 3-on-2 the other way. Great fake pass from Taphorn, and she gets the layup to go. Kissel was standing in the paint. Looked like she was trying to draw a charge, and Taphorn fakes a pass and then rolls it off the backboard around her. Nice move. And now tips a pass up in the air. Taphorn's hand might have jammed a finger or something. She was slow to get up and grabbed that in her hand. Now gets the rebound after that missed shot. Now finds Reisner streaking down the court, and Reisner lays it in. 45-36. A nice sequence there from Capital to push their lead back up to 9 points. And with 2:06 remaining in the quarter, it's a 9-point edge for Capital at 45-36. We'll be right back. 30-second timeout.
When looking for great food at low price, be sure to visit Peking Dynasty on the corner of Livingston and Sheridan, right near the Capital University campus. Peking Dynasty has a large selection of Chinese food and sushi, along with great-tasting chicken and beef selections that can please any appetite. In addition, Capital University students receive discounts with a valid ID any day of the week. That's Peking Dynasty on the corner of Livingston and Sheridan, right near the Capital campus, where we are proud to say, Go Cap!
Welcome back to the Capital Center. Nice sequence there from Taphorn and Reisner. 2 transition layups. Taphorn assisting on the second basket there from Reisner. 45-36. Otterbein quickly out of the timeout. Get it into Scholes, and a foul called against Kaiser, who thought she got all ball there. It's Taphorn, Fullen, Kaiser, Reisner, and Grosso, the 5 for the Crusaders. And Otterbein has Scholes, Taylor, Kissel, Cardinal, and Jones out there. Free throw is missed by Scholes. Grosso replaced now by Hewlett, who gets her first playing time of the second half. Free throw no good again from Otterbein. Jones taps it up in the air, and Hewlett lets it go out of bounds. I'm not sure how that was off of Cap. I don't know if Hewlett touched that or what happened there. Otterbein gets a possession out of it, and Taylor converts in the paint. Nice pass from Kissel. Must have hit off of Hewlett as she was trying to prevent Otterbein from getting to it. Normally you wouldn't see a player, not go after it if it is off of her, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. Meanwhile, Taphorn drives. Defender just left her. Jones got beat there, and Taphorn gets it in. And Taphorn now has 4. She's assisted or scored on the last 3 baskets for Capital. Back up to a 9-point edge. Jones guarded by Fullen, goes past Fullen. A shot is good. Fullen was worried about a pass there, and Jones just went right by her. 47-40. Fullen now at midcourt. Gives it off to Kaiser. Kaiser passing off towards Hewlett now, working on Jones. Hewlett likes the matchup, drives in. She fell down and just kind of line drived it towards Reisner, who collected the loose ball. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Fullen calling for a screen from Reisner. Receives the screen, drives in off from the elbow. Foul line extended, no good. And quickly in transition, Kissel taken away from her by Taphorn. Good work from Caroline Taphorn to get back. And it looked like that was going to be an easy layup for Otterbein. Instead, turns into a turnover. Taphorn now calls for a screen and instead passes it off when the screen never came. Here comes Kaiser now. Receives the pass on the elbow. Hewlett coming around. She traveled off of the pass there. 25 seconds left. Watchman will come back in for the defensive sequence, replacing Hewlett. 47-40. Capital out in front, and they've been consistent. 15 points in the first quarter, second quarter 16, third quarter 16. So 15, 16, 16 for them. Across the line for Otterbein, 10, 17, and then 13 here in the third. Pass goes into Taylor, and she gets another one to go. 16 points for Kirsten Taylor. Plenty of time for Cap here. 5 seconds. Kaiser, she double dribbled. Yep. Trying to get it up to Watchman there with 3 seconds left, and now Otterbein has a chance to steal a basket in the final seconds. It goes into Cartnell, and that should be a charge. It is. Excellent work from Taphorn defensively. And Cartnell's called for her second foul. So 4 of the starters for Otterbein have at least 2 fouls. Watchman from half court, no good. It was on line, but just short. And that'll be the end of our third quarter. So it's a 47-42 lead for the Crusaders. We'll be back in 90 seconds with the conclusion of this one from the Capitol Center on the Capitol Sports Network.
Just as fresh as its pizza, Donato's is fresh off of its 50th anniversary and still serving the Columbus area with pride. Now introducing online ordering, Donato's Pizza is ready for your order at any time from anywhere. Donato's also features a gluten-free menu and will even cater your next big event. Donato's Pizza in Bexley is located at 2800 East Main Street and is available by phone at 614-235-4477. Donato's Pizza, proud supporter of Capital Crusader Athletics. Dill's Greenhouse is a local family business dedicated to offering the best shopping experience and honest prices for your gardening needs. If you're in need of annuals, perennials, vegetable plants, or any variety of gardening tools and resources, Dill's Greenhouse is more than happy to get you on the right path. Dill's Greenhouse is located at 5800 Rager Road in Groveport, Ohio, and is open 7 days a week. Visit them online for more information at dillsgreenhouse.net. Dill's Greenhouse. Only nature does it better.
We're back after 60 seconds, I guess, as both teams ready to go. Capital leads 47-42. They've led most of this game, and the most they've trailed by is 1 point, but they're trying to put the finishing touches on it now. And Abby Scholes will start us off. Starting 5 out there for Otterbein. Capital has their starting 5 out there as well, with the exception of Reisner and Kaiser in the front court. No good. Starting 3 guards, I should say, out there for Capital. Kaiser comes away with a steal. 4-on-1 the other way. Kaiser gets the layup to go. 49-42, Capital out in front. Pass goes to Taylor. She has 16 points in this game with 6 rebounds. Taylor over to Maduri. Maduri now gets a screen from Taylor. Looks inside, goes to Taylor on the elbow, guarded by Kaiser. Not a lot of room. Taylor still makes a shot out of it anyway. What a game she's having, 18 points. And there's still 9 minutes left to go. Elfone will bring it up for Cap, dropping it for Watchman. Watchman to Taphorn, who's played the entire second half, as has Fullen. Taphorn looked like she wanted to drive there, ran into Kaiser, resets. Now a backdoor cut, Fullen layup, no good. Reisner trying to follow. It's going to stay here with Capital off of Taylor. Checking back in is Delaney Cudridge. Cudridge replacing Cardinal. Some fired up conversation there between Scholes and Taylor. Taylor actually grabbed Scholes' jersey, the two teammates there, over that last sequence. Fresh 30 for Cap, and Watchman will bring it in. To this point, Otterbein 17 for 48, 35% shooting. Capital 19 for 46, 41%. Rebounds have evened out, 32 for Otterbein, 31 for Cap. Taphorn called for the charge. Otterbein with 14 turnovers, and now Cap has 13. Give you a stat update. We'll check on the OAC scoreboard in just a second. It's Taphorn's third, so you can leave her out there still. OAC scoreboard update brought to you by the Honey Baked Ham Company. Marietta on top of John Carroll right now, 59 to 46. That one has 7 minutes left to go, so it looks like Marietta going to improve to 3-0. Pass into Taylor, blocked by Kaiser, and Taphorn comes away with the rebound. Fullen over to Watchman, right side. She takes a shot from the paint, no good, and it's rebounded by Taylor. Mount Union now trails Ohio Northern 51 to 40, so Ohio Northern starting to take over that game. Baldwin Wallace defeats Muskingum 66-55. Wilmington leading Heidelberg by 7, 56-49. We'll have final scores of all games for you on the post-game show, brought to you by Byers Airport Subaru. Shot there from Maduri at the free throw line is good, and all of a sudden Otterbein is down by just 3, 49-46. Fullen now has it across midcourt. Fullen looks to her right, goes that direction. Watchman. Some movement away from the ball. Goes back to Reisner. Reisner now to Taphorn on left wing. Taphorn over to Fullen. Fullen travels, trying to create her own shot. She knew it. 3 subs come on for the Crusaders, and what's left is now Bosch, Stone Rock, Grosso, Taphorn, and Watchman. Cudridge, Schaefer, Maduri, Kissel, and Scholes in there for Otterbein. So Taylor comes off. Chance for someone else on Otterbein to really step up, because Taylor has 18 of their points, 7 rebounds. 9 points for Danny Kissel as well. Capital led right now by Fullen, who had 15 first half points but hasn't scored here in the second half. Schaefer misses a long shot. Stone Rock up to 9 and 8. Bosch has 7 and 6. Taphorn with 4, Kaiser with 5 as well. Some scoring updates for individuals on Capital. Bosch drives, leaves it now for Grosso. And Grosso's defender lost her footing. That was Cudridge. Passed over to Bosch now, working around Maduri. And Cassidy Bosch is really starting to settle in. She's been a nice key player for the Crusaders. And Bosch has now 9 points and 6 rebounds, and a offensive foul called. That's on Scholes. That's Abby Scholes' 4th foul. Scholes a really talented player for this Otterbein team. She's averaging 7 points, almost 8, and 6.7 rebounds per game. In this game, she has taken just 1 field goal. She does have 7 rebounds, though. She has to come out now because of the foul. And now a steal as it's taken away by Cudridge. She goes over to Cardinal. Cardinal now leaves it for Kissel, guarded by Bosch. Cudridge guarded by Grosso. Now goes over to her right side. Pass back into Schaefer, working on Stone Rock. No good. Gets the offensive rebound. Cudridge now back out to Cardinal. Fresh 30 for the Cardinals. 6 minutes left to go. They trail by 5. Anybody's game at this point. Schaefer gets a screen to Maduri. And now it's passed over to Cudridge. Goes around Grosso. Shot. Bouncing around. It's going to go. Back to a 3-point game. Taphorn now. Pushing the pace. Driving left side. Now picks up her dribble. Goes to Grosso to her left. Grosso working on Cudridge. Has a size advantage. Kicks it over to Stone Rock instead. Stone Rock facing up. Passes off to Bosch. Bosch pass. Kissel. It's good. Cassidy Bosch with 11. And they really like to use her creating her own shot on the dribble, just showing off her athleticism. Played point guard for Capital a little bit last season. Now in the post. Long 3, that's a foul called. As Taphorn was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Cardinal jumped into her. That's Caroline's fourth, so she'll have to come out with 5:09 left to go. I guess with 5:09 left, Dixie could leave her in. Free throw from Cardinal, no good. And looks like she's going to stick with Taphorn. So Taphorn will have to be careful, not fall out of this game. Cardinal's free throw is good, and I'm sorry, it looks like Fullen was already to come in for Taphorn, so Taphorn will come off. So Fullen replaces her. Capital still leads by 4. Cardinals' last free throw is good. Fullen receives the pass from Bosch. They've got Grosso, Stone Rock, and Watchman joining them on the floor. Need a basket here, 53-50. You don't want Otterbein with a chance to tie. Jones freshly into the game, guarding Bosch. He's been the hot hand. Bosch driving in again, kicks out to Grosso, and Grosso gets forced out. That's a foul by Maduri. Maduri, Jones, Cundridge, Cardinal, and Taylor out there for Otterbein. Maduri picks up her third foul. And each team now with 2 team fouls in the quarter. Pass goes in to Watchman. Posting up on Cundridge. She goes right back to Fullen. Fullen at the top of the key, setting up a play. Watchman on right wing, working on Cundridge, one-on-one. Driving past her, right side, back to the basket. Kicked out, Stone Rock along 2. Yes, for Reagan Stone Rock. And every time they've needed that basket here in this situation, up by 3, they've answered the call in the fourth. They lead again by 5, looking for a stop. Taylor's been the hot hand all night for Otterbein. She kicks out to Jones, and that one was halfway down, if not more. But it spins out, fortunately for the Crusaders. Bosch in transition, a kicked ball, trying to get it into Stone Rock. Boy, I don't know how that shot didn't go down there for Jones. Tough break for the Cardinals, who are now 2 for 11 from outside. And Scholes will check back in, as well as Kissel, as Cudridge and Jones head off. Starting 5 out there for the Cardinals. Capital still has Bosch, Stone Rock, Watchman, Fullen, and Katie Harrop in the game. I believe I might have said Grosso. It is Harrop in there, the freshman out of Delaware, Ohio, number 30. 55-50 is our score. There are still 4 minutes left to go in this game. And Capital with a chance to push it to 3 possessions if they can get a basket here. Harrop over to her left. It's Stone Rock inside now to Watchman. Guarded by Kessel. 3 seconds left. Tough shot, doesn't go. And it's going to stay here. Good work on the offensive glass there. And it'll be a team rebound. Fresh 30, and you can eat up some more clock here now. And again, a basket still makes it a 3-possession game. Pass goes into Bosch. Bosch to Harrop. Harrop on the left wing. Kicked over. 3 for Fullen. No good. Would have been a dagger. Put him up by 8. Fullen didn't get it to go. 3:35 to go. Taphorn sitting on the end of the bench, and I'm sure she's going to be ready to come in here soon. Inside to Taylor. Over Stone Rock. No good. Offensive rebound. Scholl. She had it momentarily. It was taken away, and Stone Rock comes away with the loose ball. Coach Jeffers telling them to slow it down. They try to get it to Bosch anyway. Coach Jeffers pointing at the scoreboard, telling Fullen there to look at the time. 3:15 left to go. Fullen will pass it in. 23 seconds on the shot clock. Fullen's pass gets into Watchman. And Watchman thought about going back inside, now kicks out to Harrop. Harrop back to Fullen at midcourt. Fullen drives left side. Hands it off to Watchman. Coming around right side. Harrop to Bosch now. One-on-one with Taylor. Good matchup. Bosch takes a jump shot. No good. She's fouled. She's fouled by Abby Scholes, and that'll be the afternoon/evening for Abby Scholes, picking up her 5th foul. They call it after the shot, so it won't be a shot attempt here for Bosch. And Coach Jeffers stealing a quick timeout here, basically, with the 5th foul for Scholes. Cutteridge will come in for Scholes as a result of the 5th foul. So close the book on Abby Scholes. 0 for 1 shooting day for her. 9 rebounds, 2 points from the free throw line. And Watchman will pass it in now. 2:54 to go, 30 seconds on the shot clock, and feels like Capital's been on this possession for the better part of a minute now. Time just taken away. Bosch driving to the free throw line, almost loses possession. Good defense here from Kissel. And now it's over to Stone Rock. Stone Rock driving, kick out, Bosch into the paint. Oh, and left a perfect pass there for Stone Rock and couldn't handle it. And now Harrop with a good stop in transition there. Kissel, short range shot, good. 52 points now for Otterbein. They trail by 3, and Taphorn ready to come in with the next substitution. Folan in a big sequence here now, 55-52. Got to get this back up to 2 possessions. Bosch on left wing. Gets a screen from Stone Rock, kicks out to Watchman. Watchman now drives. Fakes a pass to Stone Rock, kicked out to Folan. Folan, kick out now to Harrop. Harrop driving in, has a good look, and she's fouled. Basket doesn't go, but 2 free throws coming for the freshman Harrop. 55-52 is our score. Harrop to the free throw line. She's 1 for 2 there today. Oh, and it doesn't go on the first. 3 points for Harrop off the bench. A chance to push this back to a 2-possession game. Free throw's good. And Taphorn and Reisner will come in. Stone Rock out as well as Harrop. 4-point game. Got one of them, which matters. Pushing this to a 2-possession game. 56-52. Cutteridge in there, replacing Scholl, so it's a different look from Otterbein, a smaller set. They still go to Taylor, works on Reisner, and the layup is good. Kirsten Taylor has been money for the Cardinals. 20 points for her in this game on 9 of 15 shooting. And it brings us to a 56-54 game with 1:34 left to go. It'll be a full timeout for Otterbein. We'll be back in 60 seconds with the conclusion of this one on the Capital Sports Network.
I wanted to fly. They said I couldn't. So I built a plane, then a spaceship, then I went to the moon. I invented jazz, hip-hop, rock and roll. Some called it noise. I said it was music. I wrote a letter and sent it by ponies. It didn't get to you fast enough, so I used trucks and ships. But still, they weren't fast enough for me. So I lost the paper and the ink. I sent it by magic. I called it email. I made up new words: jukebox, bling, Google. And I decided some old words weren't okay to say ever again. The mustache. I tried to bring that back 17 times. I wore knickerbockers and shoulder pads, poodle skirts and flannel. When I came back from World War II, all I had was a t-shirt. So I made that cool. In fact, I invented cool. Who am I? I'm the spirit of youth. It's my job to move the world forward. Pepsi. Every generation refreshes the world.
We invite you to stick with us after today's game for the Byers Airport Subaru post-game show. Sticking around for a few minutes after. And we should catch up with Coach Jeffers or maybe a player as well, kind of up in the air usually. But someone will be up here for our post-game interview. Get their thoughts on all the action. And we'll take a look at the OAC scoreboard and our final stats from this one as well. Still a lot to be sorted out here at the Capital Center, though. 90 seconds left in this game. It's a 56-54 lead for Capital. Same 5 out of the timeout on the floor, so the starting 5 with Reisner in there instead of Stone Rock. Folan receives a pass from Watchman. Now goes over to Taphorn, left wing. Taphorn inside, Reisner working on Taylor. Layup, no good. And the rebound is collected by Otterbein. Cutteridge has it. Again, a smaller unit here from Otterbein as they have their starting five, except Scholes is out and Cutteridge is in. 1 minute left to go. A foul called against Capital. Reisner called for it. It'd be shocking if Taylor doesn't get at least a touch here for Otterbein. She has 20 points now. Pass goes into Taylor, and she gets the basket to go and is fouled by Taphorn. That is a double whammy as Taphorn's night is now done. And Otterbein ties the game with a chance to take the lead. And foul trouble again, slowing down Caroline Taphorn. She had 12 points in the fourth quarter of yesterday's game. Finishes the day with 6 points and 4 rebounds. And Stone Rock will check back in. And seemingly they should have a mismatch on the other side with kind of 3 smaller guards for Otterbein out there, and Stone Rock and Reisner, 2 big post players. It might be Bosch, the one that has the size advantage on maybe a Cutteridge guarding her on the other side. Keep a lookout for that. They're going to need a basket as the free throw is good from Taylor as timeout is called by Capital. 57-56. We'll stay here. 30-second timeout. So we'll stay here just to illustrate that point further. Otterbein's height of the players in the game, they have a 5'4 guard Cartnell, 5'2 guard Maduri, and then Cutteridge is 5'4 as well. So 3 players 5'4 under. And then they've got Taylor and Kissel, both above 5'9". So obviously those two would match up with Stone Rock at 5'10 and Reisner at 5'11, which leaves Watchman to be guarded by one of the guards, Fullen to be guarded by the other, and then Bosch at 5'9 would have 5 inches on any player guarding her. So that might be where Capital goes to look, considering Bosch has kind of been the hot hand this quarter as well. It would just make sense. No changes from Otterbein. They stick with the 5 they had out there. So the ball will advance. Capital will look for a mismatch. Right now, Taylor's matched up on Reisner, and Stone Rock is guarded by Kessel. And it's Bosch guarded by Cartnell. That might be where they want to go. Reisner travels. Trying to get past Taylor with a quick first step. They call her for the travel. 49.3 seconds now. You can hear Coach Jeffers saying, we just need to stop, trying to calm everybody down here. Cartnell brings it in. So they will not foul. They'll play this straight up here. 57-56. Bosch trying to take it away from Cartnell. Almost bounced over to the back line. Fullen goes for a steal. Now Kissel driving, guarded by Watchman. Kick out to Cartnell. No travel there. And now Cartnell loses the basketball again. It's at midcourt. Not a clean sequence here. And then they call a foul on Bosch. With that foul, it's going to be 2 free throws for Otterbein. Almost a travel, almost a couple of different turnovers there. Somehow that sequence ends in free throws. Cartnell to the line. Today she's 4 for 7 from the free throw line. On the season, Cartnell 18 for 22 entering, and it's good. That's an 81% shooter before today. It's going to go down quite a bit. But 5 for 8 now at the free throw line today. One more would make it a 3-point lead. It's good. Nothing but net. Timeout called by Capital. Well, we'll take a break on this one. Come back and talk some things through. A full timeout called by the Crusaders. We'll be back in 30 anyway on the Capital Sports Network.
This is a message for all those MBA seekers out there. For the junior exec who'd rather be senior. For the VP yearning to be CEO. And for everyone who'd call their job not just a profession, but a passion. Capital University's MBA program was built exclusively for professionals, experienced faculty, flexible schedules, and classmates you'll soon consider colleagues. Learn more at capital.edu/MBA. The Capital University MBA, for those driven to do more.
Well, Carly Hewitt is going to be checking in for Capital. It looks like she's going to be replacing Watchman. Get another shooter out there on the floor. It hurts not having Taphorn. And the obvious call here would be Elle Fullen. And you know Otterbein's going to be keen against her with a 3-point game. Fullen making 4 3-pointers in the first half. That would be the logical choice for someone to try to take a game-tying shot. The other option here would be to get a quick basket. You have plenty of time to do that. You get a basket, you foul if you don't get the steal, and there'd still be at least 15 seconds to come down the floor and make Otterbein make some free throws where they've struggled today. 13 for 21, 62% from the free throw line. So a couple of different options. We'll see if they try to get Fullen her look or they go for the quick two. That's the options here. Hewitt will pass it in for the Crusaders. It goes into Fullen. Fullen working on Cutridge. Drives in, gets a screen, goes for the layup. No good, too strong. And the follow from Stone Rock, she's fouled. That's huge. Massive rebound from Stone Rock. And Stone Rock will head to the free throw line. She has had 11 points and 8 rebounds in this contest. Stone Rock's first free throw is good. Watchman will check back in now for Hewlett. Get some defense in there. Got to get a steal off of the inbound. You're hoping Stone Rock makes this so you can set up that press. Stone Rock's free throw's good, and now a timeout will be called by Coach Richardson. Each team with one timeout remaining. 16.9 seconds left to go. Still haven't seen a signal for a 30 or a minute. It is a 30 timeout. So we'll take a look at the OAC scoreboard while we have some time. Marietta defeats John Carroll 71-62. That moves Marietta to 3-0 and puts John Carroll at 0-3 in conference play. Muskingum lost earlier today to Baldwin Wallace 66-55. Heidelberg and Wilmington are tied at 68 with 20 seconds left to go, and Ohio Northern gets the victory over Mount Union today as well. So we're starting to see some of the teams separate at the top of this conference. We'll take a look at that in full in our post-game show. Ball inbounded here by Otterbein. It goes in, and Maduri is fouled. No choice there for Watchman but to foul. Maduri is a 2-for-2 free throw shooter on the season, so not a very large sample. She is taking her first free throw attempts of the game. She shoots 2 either way. The first one's good. 60-58. We don't see Hewlett coming in for Watchman, I don't believe. So Watchman stays in. Free throw's good, and now a timeout is called by Capital to advance the ball. Hewlett will come in for Watchman. And we'll get to the rest of the OAC scoreboard. The final score of that Ohio Northern Mount Union game was 63-52. And again, Wilmington and Heidelberg tied at 68. Going into the last possession, Wilmington gets a basket to win the game. So that's pretty thrilling. And Wilmington will get the win. Heidelberg falls to 1-2 in conference play. So this is big now. Looking at the standings, Marietta and Ohio Northern are 3-0. Wilmington is 2-1. The other 3 teams that were 1-1 all lost today. Heidelberg, Mount Union, and Muskingum all 1-2 now. Baldwin Wallace is also 1-2, and John Carroll's 0-3. So the winner of this game is tied for 3rd, a game and ahead of 5th place. The loser of this game falls back to the pack at 1-2. 61-58. Hewlett driving in. Layup is good. 9 seconds left. And a foul as Cutridge goes down hard. And they got a quick 2. It had to be quick, and it is. I see some members of the men's basketball team checking the end of this one out over across the way there. The men's team got a big win, and the women trying to get the sweep here, but they trail 61-60, and some big-time free throws coming for Delaney Cutridge. She is taking her first free throw attempts of the season. No good on the first. Yep, did not look good on the way up. And a miss could mean Capital could win this game. They have no timeouts, so They have to go no matter what here. Second free throw is good from Cudridge. Trying to force overtime or get this win now. Here's Fullen. Driving right side. 3 on the clock. Pass goes in. Stone Rock. Layup. It's blocked. Never got rim high. No foul called. And that's how this one ends. Otterbein takes away win from the Crusaders. 20-point fourth quarter for Otterbein. And unfortunately for our Crusaders, they suffer a tough loss here at home, 62-60. Well, we have a lot to talk about on our post-game show, the Byers Airport Subaru post-game show. We'll take a look at the OAC standings after this one, as things have been shaking up quite a bit now across the conference. We'll take a look at the final stats as well, have our post-game interview, and preview our next game with Baldwin Wallace. Stay with us. Actually, next game is going to be Allegheny. Next conference game, Baldwin Wallace. We'll take a look at both as part of the Byers Airport Subaru post-game show. Coming to you in 60 seconds.
Fresh as its pizza, Donato's is fresh off of its 50th anniversary and still serving the Columbus area with pride. Now introducing online ordering, Donato's Pizza is ready for your order at any time from anywhere. Donato's also features a gluten-free menu and will even cater your next big event. Donato's Pizza in Bexley is located at 2800 East Main Street and is available by phone at 614-235-4477. Donato's Pizza, proud supporter of Capital.
This is a message for all those MBA seekers out there. For the junior exec who'd rather be senior. For the VP yearning to be CEO. And for everyone who'd call their job not just a profession, but a passion. Capital University's MBA program was built exclusively for professionals, experienced faculty, flexible schedules, and classmates you'll soon consider colleagues. Learn more at capital.edu/MBA. The Capital University MBA, for those driven to do more.
And welcome into the Byers Airport Subaru postgame show. I was just taking a look at the replay, actually, of that, and Stone Rock well defended. And a block from Otterbein, Fullen driving on that last sequence, trying to get it in there to Stone Rock. And unfortunately, a clean defensive play for the Cardinals, and they come in here and get a victory over Capital. Capital had led this one in the waning seconds. I mean, their biggest lead, I guess, 55-50 with 4:38 left to go. And Otterbein was able to put a nice run on to get back into this game. And in the last minute or so, take the lead away. 55 seconds left is when they gained a 57-56 lead. It was 56-52 after a Katie Harrop free throw. Put the Crusaders up by 4 with 1:53 remaining. And Kirsten Taylor then made 2 consecutive layups. And some free throws down the stretch was all Otterbein really needed after that. It was a great game from Kirsten Taylor. She had 22 points and 7 rebounds. 2 points and 9 rebounds for Abby Schultz. 12 points for Danny Kissel. Abby Maduri, 7 points and 2 rebounds. 6 points and 2 rebounds from Allie Cartnell. And Delaney Cutteridge had a nice game as well. 9 points and 4 rebounds. As we're taking a look at our final stats, brought to you by On the Border Mexican Grill and Cantina. On the Capital side of things, Elle Fullen, 15 points. I would say our player of the game, though, has to be Reagan Stone Rock. And the reason for that, 13 points and 9 rebounds, and was a big source of offense in the post for the Crusaders. Bosch played a great game as well, 11 points and 6 rebounds. Annika Watchman added 2 points, 4 points for Carly Hewlett, 4 for Taphorn with 4 rebounds. 5 points for Josie Kaiser. Had a nice game off the bench. Katie Harrop also with 4 points. Nice effort from her tonight. 2 points and 2 rebounds from Erin Reisner. Overall, Capital shot 41%, 23 for 56, 4 for 10 from 3, and 10 for 17 from the free throw line, 36 rebounds. And 17 turnovers. Otterbein 22 for 58, 37.9%, 2 for 11 from 3. 16 for 25 from the free throw line might have been the difference in the game. 37 rebounds and 16 turnovers for Otterbein. Well, while we have a moment as well, we'll take a look at the OAC scoreboard brought to you by Honey Baked Ham Company. Some finals to pass along. Baldwin Wallace 66, Muskingum 55. Ohio Northern 63, Mount Union 52, Wilmington 70, Heidelberg 68. They won on the last possession. Marietta 73, John Carroll 62. So actually all 5 road teams won in the conference, which is a very strange sight to see in any conference. But home teams go 0 for 5 in the OAC today. And our updated standings now have Marietta and Ohio Northern at 3-0 atop the list. Wilmington and now Otterbein slated in as that 3-4 spot. A game ahead of all of the teams from 5 to 9. That's Capital, Heidelberg, Mount Union, Muskingum, and now Baldwin-Wallace. And John Carroll at 0-3. Now in trouble here with one more game before the holiday break in conference play that'll take place on Saturday. We do have a game on Tuesday against a team from the NCAC, the North Coast Athletic Conference. That's Allegheny out of Pennsylvania. And then we play Baldwin-Wallace on Saturday. That one is a 3 o'clock start over in Berea. So we will break that one down a little bit here as we wait for our post-game interview to take place as well. But obviously a lot was at stake today with the teams at 1-1 in that grouping. Basically all 4 of them besides the 2 playing in this game lost. So the winner of this game had a lot to gain. The loser kind of went back to the middle of the pack. And it comes down to a 1-possession game, 62-60. These 2 teams have been playing some really close games over the past few years. And this one just tastes a little bit bitter. Otterbein's won another one here at the Cap Center now for 2 straight years. And it just hurts when it's your rival that comes in and takes one away from you. You're led by 4 with 2 minutes left. And Kirsten Taylor just having the game of her life, 20 points. She did have, a 32-point game in her career. So not the game of her life, but a Herculean effort nonetheless. And a 22-point performance to give her team the win here tonight. We'll take another break and have our interview for you coming up, brought to you by Peking Dynasty. And we will go ahead and name our player of the game officially and take a look at upcoming Capital events and the next broadcast for you on the Capital Sports Network. Stay with you a little bit more to wrap up here on the Byers Airport Subaru postgame show.
New vehicles, reliable pre-owned vehicles, top-notch, high-quality service technicians, and friendly, trustworthy sales associates dedicated to customer service. Byers Airport Subaru in Columbus is ready to get you into the vehicle that you were meant for. Stop by to see our selection at 401 North Hamilton Road in Columbus and take a test drive, or call Byers Airport Subaru at 877-265-9695 today. Byers Airport Subaru is a proud supporter of Crusader Athletics. Subaru, confidence in motion.
OSU Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Crusader student-athletes by providing sports health services for Capital University Athletics and student health services. Through the work and care of team physicians and athletic trainers, it's the team behind your team. For all fans, if you're looking to improve your physical performance, recover from an injury, or stay active for a lifetime, the experts at Ohio State Sports Medicine are there for you. Visit sportsmedicine.osu.edu or call 366-4332.
Capital Athletics would like to thank all of its partners for their support of Crusader Athletics. Donato's Pizza, Planks Cafe, Dill's Greenhouse, OSU Wexner Medical Center, Zoe's Cafe, The Honey Baked Ham Company, The Rusty Bucket, Jimmy John's, On the Border Mexican Grill and Cantina, Byers Airport Subaru, Pepsi, the CU Society of Sports Management, Marriott Columbus Airport, Capital Dining Services and One Man Cafe, and the Peking Dynasty.
With 14 TVs to watch your favorite team for the next big event, Planks Cafe and Pizzeria in German Village is ready for you and your group today. Plenty of free parking, free Wi-Fi, banquet rooms for private parties and daily specials. What more reason do you need to visit Planks Cafe and Pizzeria? Planks is located at 743 Parsons Avenue and has been serving the Columbus community since 1939. Planks is on the web at plankscafe.com or available by phone at 614-443-6251. Planks Cafe and Pizzeria is a proud supporter of Crusader Athletics.
When looking for great food at low price, be sure to visit Peking Dynasty on the corner of Livingston and Sheridan, right near the Capital University campus. Peking Dynasty has a large selection of Chinese food and sushi, along with great-tasting chicken and beef selections that can please any appetite. In addition, Capital University students receive discounts with a valid ID any day of the week. That's Peking Dynasty on the corner of Livingston and Sheridan, right near the Capital campus, where we are proud to say, Go Cap!
This is a message for the nurses among us, for those who dream of saving lives, for those who are driven to improve care, and for those ready to help heal what's broken, be it a single bone fracture or an entire hospital system. Capital University's advanced nursing programs are built for you. Engaged faculty, immersive learning, and intimate classes where you'll know everyone's name. To learn more, visit capital.edu/nursing. Advanced nursing at Capital University, for those driven to do more.
Capital University has partnered with Aramark to form Capital Dining Services. Stop in for a snack or some Crimson Cup coffee at the Capitol grounds located inside Sailor Ackerman Hall. The Capitol Court is located on the second floor of the Student Union and is open 7 days a week with a variety of meal options. And don't forget about One Main Cafe, located off of the main lobby in the Student Union. Capital Dining Services and all of its locations powered by Aramark are proud supporters of Crusader Athletics. For venue hours and more information, go to capital.campusdish.com.
Well, welcome back to the Byers Airport Subaru post-game show. It might appear like we might not have our interview in the post-game show today, but we will definitely catch up with Coach Jeffers next time as part of our pregame show and get some thoughts on this one as well as the games ahead, and that's what we would ask about anyway, so no big deal there. The Byers Airport Subaru postgame show player or coaches interview brought to you by the Peking Dynasty. Well, let's name our player of the game for the Crusaders, brought to you by Donato's Pizza, and Reagan Stonerock is my pick tonight. 13 points for her with 9 rebounds on 5 of 9 shooting, and a pretty good performance from her after the 0-point game on Thursday, and Coach saying, it doesn't really matter how many points you have, you can make differences in other ways. Today, Stone Rock did get on the scoreboard quite a bit, but she is a really good player and a very huge part of this team, and to see her show up on the scoreboard as much as she did today with the 13 points, it's a pretty proud game from Reagan. So we name her our player of the game. Went through our OAC scoreboard update brought to you by the Honey Baked Ham Company, and Capital winning this one. The next basketball game, Capital men winning their game today against Otterbein is what I meant to say there. They will be our next broadcast on Saturday. That one will be against Baldwin Wallace here, and you can join us for the Jimmy John's pregame show. Half an hour prior to tip. Charlie Danis will be here on the call for that one. As far as the women go, they have a game here on Tuesday, actually, against Allegheny. We won't have the play-by-play commentary for that one, but you can still catch it, the stream on whatever source you're watching right now, really. It'll be there again for you on Tuesday, as well as a game for them against Baldwin Wallace a week from today. That's going to be a big one for Cap, and we'll see how the week goes for them. Allegheny, probably a pretty evenly matched game. I would give Capital a slight edge there, but Allegheny has shown some talent in the NCAC over the past few years. And Baldwin Wallace on the road, that's going to be a tough one. Don't underestimate Baldwin Wallace. And they're 1-2 as well. So that will be a big game. One of these teams will move to 500 after that one. The other one falls back to 1-3. And we'll really have some work to do come January when conference play restarts. And then, of course, on Friday the 29th of December and Saturday the 30th, a couple of NCAC foes come in as part of the holiday tournament. Denison first on Friday and Kenyon then on Saturday. 7 o'clock and 5 o'clock starts respectively Friday and Saturday. And that's always a fun tournament around the holidays right before New Year's. And that'll be the 4th and 5th home game of the 23-day stretch here for the Crusaders. So we'll be back on the air for women's basketball for our holiday tournament in terms of having a full pregame show and broadcast on the 29th and 30th. Stay tuned next Saturday. The men will be in action here at Capitol Center as they host Baldwin Wallace with Charlie Danis on the call for that one. So that's the big summary of upcoming events here around campus. Stay with us and stay locked into athletics on athletics.capital.edu for all the up-to-date news and information regarding all 20 varsity teams here at Capital. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Unfortunately, one that got away, but a 62-60 victory for Otterbein. Should be a fun rematch in a couple of weeks when these two will face off in Westerville. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Have a great night.